agenda?
Oh, I guess not.
Okay.
All right, so. I guess, did both of you guys get a chance to look at the minutes?
Yes.
Okay,
That's good for me.
so, motion to pass minutes, or approve minutes?
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Okay. That brings us to Rodney, Fire Department. Anything you wanna bring up, discuss?
As of right now, nothing on the truck.
Okay,
I'm still waiting to hear from him. Other than the fact, I mentioned that if somebody else wants that, if we still want it, he wants a deposit on it.
okay,
$5,000, and if we change our mind afterwards, he will give us that money back.
Okay.
The next thing is on August 3rd, I think that's a Sunday, we're getting pump testing done.
okay.
And it's
So-
not as expensive as I thought it was.
Oh, okay,
I was told it's probably $400 or $500 a truck. It's not.
no kidding.
How much is
So,
it?
the last one that Jimmy Ames said he had done was like $140
Oh, okay,
per
good.
truck. So it's not horrible.
Excellent,
And we only have 2 trucks that will pass anyway, so.
Okay.
so between now and, when? I mean,
Is it next Monday?
next, when is it, next Monday?
Is your next meeting next Monday?
Mm-mm.
No, 2 Mondays.
August 11th.
So as soon as I find out anything from those guys that's got them,
Okay,
I'll let you know, and if not,
okay,
we'll have to go from there.
okay. And you said the pump testing was on August 2nd?
Third,
3rd?
I believe that's
It's on a Sunday.
a Sunday.
It is.
Hold on, I'm slow. August 3rd,
Okay.
on Sunday.
Okay, so sometime between now and then, we're gonna need to, shuffle some money around so that he can pay for this from the last year's
Pay for what?
I'm sure they'll bill it by email,
pump testing.
Oh,
so it'll give you a day, you can have a week or so, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It doesn't, yeah, okay, good.
Then the next major thing is November.
Okay.
That's the air packs.
Yep.
It's a little bit more money, but not really, 'cause we have 8 packs, and I believe they say $70 a pack.
Okay,
If anything goes wrong, that's it.
okay,
If they find something, they fix it, and they might be a little bit more.
Just my 2 cents too, I was doing a little research on the fire truck, since we talked about that 2 weeks ago or whatever. You do get aid from surrounding towns during fire, correct? Like Belfast, if you have a
Oh,
big
yes,
fire or
yes.
something.
Structure fires, I've got coming in automatically, I've got Brooks, Morrow, and
Yep.
Belfast.
So worst case scenario, since we're a little like over budget this year, we could potentially just say, let's wait on the truck
We'll just keep
until,
that truck,
next year.
as a grass fire, car fire, we do everything but a structure fire with that truck.
right,
It just leaks a little bit when we get back to the station, and then it
Right.
stops.
it just makes it a little easier, but where you do have 2 working trucks and you do get aid from other towns, I was thinking that could be a
Actually,
savings
yes,
and then we could
yesterday we was
potentially,
down putting up a new hose rack.
Yep.
And we was already looking at truck full up the tanker, pumper tanker.
Yep.
And putting another side rail on it to put more hose on it to make it more feasible for us to use as an attack truck
awesome.
if we have to. So,
So we might be able to save that until budget next year and maybe just factor that in.
I'm done.
So moving on to roads, I was just kinda curious how Bonnie Terra's going.
Looks good. They've got it more than half done. We only needed 2 culverts replaced, those were already in and done. And I'm guessing it will probably run around between 250 and 260.
Yep.
For everything. Yep.
For the whole thing. So that was my other question, was about billing for this, since we don't have a proper contract with them. Can they give us an itemized,
They will.
we've used this much so
Yeah.
far, and then just to make sure okay, you have it. Okay, great,
it's on the board.
okay, great. I was just a little nervous we would go over if we didn't have like an exact agreed upon price,
Right.
and we wanna make sure that we don't.
Right.
So we also have, I've ordered 800 yards of 2-inch minus from Earl to finish up on the East Waldo Road, the section that we did last year. And talked with him the other day, they're screening now and will probably be ready mid to late August to do.
Great.
So I was thinking we could go either way, we could either take that out of the,
Are we talking to the road commissioner or the selectman?
whoever you like.
Good one.
Who
We
is
can
the
either
road-
take the money
who is
out
the
of,
road commissioner?
Tom,
Well, I thought he was done.
we couldn't find anyone who wanted to replace him. We put it out
Okay.
to the town, we put it out in an email, Diane has listed it, still looking for someone to replace him. He's still acting as road commissioner until we can find someone who
So
wants it.
why are we getting outside people to do these roads? These dirt roads and stuff? Just a question in general.
What do you mean outside people?
Like Earl Anderson works is to do all these roads.
compared to who?
Well, obviously you got Alvin right here in Waldo that can haul wood, haul dirt, but you guys don't ask him to do anything anymore. I'm just asking in general. He's not asking, I'm asking.
I don't know, this is my first time as
I
far as
know.
bids go, so I'm just gonna say that. But I would say definitely when it comes time to do any road bids, we'd love to get a bid from you.
I kind of feel like it's a very, very large job, and Works was contracted to do it, so they're gonna, I mean, they're basically responsible for getting the dirt from whoever. We're not gonna tell them where
I
they can.
understand that part, I do. I'm just asking, I mean, these dirt roads are not DOT roads. I mean, you can get your dirt from anybody, really, right?
It has,
You
Yes, you
can,
can.
but we're not going to.
Well, I can see that,
Right.
yeah.
I specified to the 3 companies that we contacted that we wanted DOT 2-inch minus for the surface. And Earthworks said they would have to haul from Stockton Springs because they had to mix it, which made their price higher. Works is mixing their gravel with Earl's because Earl's has the best gravel, from what I understand, in the area as far as meeting DOT.
But dirt roads don't have to be DOT.
To meet DOT standards. We still want a good quality, good product in there because I don't wanna have to come back and do this again later.
I'm just asking a question why.
Since I don't know, I'll just
I know
ask,
you
did you
don't.
used to fill in, we used to use gravel from you or something?
Well, Alvin used to be the road commissioner.
Right, I
Right.
knew that part, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Didn't know
No,
that you
I'm just
filled the
asking
holes.
because these dirt roads
No,
don't
this
need
is
to
good
be DOT
information.
certified, that's all I'm asking. It
I have
doesn't
no
have to be.
problem with using Alvin for anything.
I'm just asking about why all of a sudden they have to be DOT certified when they don't have to be for dirt roads.
Because we want that quality of product in the road.
Rodney,
I'm speaking for the fire department, but also the ambulance. If you don't do these roads right, we're not getting trucks and the ambulance in there to these
Well,
people.
I obviously know that.
So that's why they're doing what they're doing.
Wow, a lot of money going out.
And I think this one project is probably bigger than what Alvin has equipment for,
Oh my God.
right? I mean.
Well, I'm not just gearing because of Alvin, I'm
Right,
just
no, I
asking
know.
questions in
Yeah.
general, because it seems like that's a lot of money going out on that
It
road.
is, yeah, it is, and I
It is.
think that it's not just gravel being hauled, it's an entire project
yeah,
that was
Yeah,
bid on.
yes.
That's-
Well, right, and they're getting ready for pavement, right?
So going back to where I was, for the 800 yards that we're gonna use on the East Waldo Road,
No, that's something extra.
the money for that, we could either take from the capital roads account or from the regular roads account. I think I'd rather take it from the capital roads account. Now I'm speaking as board member, not as road
Yeah.
commissioner.
yes.
Because we're gonna still have some money left over in the capital roads account this year. And talking with Kelly, there's still some interest, curiosity, trying to figure out how to do it account-wise, so if we use up most of that money, then it will leave less for her to juggle around.
Okay. So normally, just maybe I'm backpedaling a second, but I like to understand for myself. Do we normally put out, like, if a road, I can ask you this as road commissioner, I guess. If something needs filling, do we like bid that out, or do we just call someone and they come
No,
and do it?
if it's maintenance stuff, I just take care of it and use whomever.
Okay, so that's something that he could be in the mix for.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We should have a grading late August for the summer, and we'll have a good grading fall preparatory for winter,
On
all the dirt.
all the dirt roads, okay?
That's road.
And Bonnie Terre Road is getting prepped for pavement, or it's not getting paved?
It is at a
Thought it
standard
said-
where it could be called prep for paving, but I'm not looking, we don't have the money to pave.
Right.
Yes, this is the work that you would do
The
pre-paving.
quality,
The quality
Yeah.
would
That's
be,
one of the
but
reasons.
no, that is
Right,
not
but
part
it's
of our
not
budget.
including pavement.
That's
Correct.
No.
That's two
That's
sixty.
right.
Oh,
Typically,
260,
doing
move
the-
the decimal point a couple of spots if you
Yeah.
wanna pave it.
typically.
Oh, no, I mean, I was asking
Yep.
for.
Yep.
I know, again, I was asking for a bid
Yep.
for paving the whole 1.3 mile road or whatever it is.
Doing, the work that we have done with Works, and it escapes me, it was either $32 or $38 a foot, I forget which. To do basic beginning paving, you're looking at more than $50 a foot.
Interesting.
And then if you have to do resurfacing, reclaiming on the surface, if you already have tarred road, there's more money there.
Mhm.
So you can easily be looking at between $75 and $100 a foot,
Mhm.
$500,000 a mile.
yeah.
Is roads gonna be ditched at all this year? Like
Bonnie Care will
Bonnie
be all done, yeah.
Good? Okay. Snow plowing. So Earl did not make it.
He may show up before we're done,
So do we wanna just put that,
yes. I
okay,
would.
just wait?
Yes.
So see if he shows up.
If he doesn't, then we'll talk about it next time.
Sounds good. Next thing is the credit card processing.
Yeah, I just wanted, since we had Jim come, we skipped the meeting, but
Mhm,
I just wanted to go ahead and see if we could go forward and vote on it. I know we had looked at the bank, their offering as well. I did re-speak with Donna about that because she said that they sell it to a third party. And then, it's a lot harder as far as like communication, getting someone, if you guys are like, oh, we have a problem with a transaction. She's free 24 hours, text, in person, on the phone, you can reach her anytime, and it's free. But the only, so everything is free to us unless you want to sync it to do banking and reports, and then it costs $8.99 a month, which I think we could probably find the budget somewhere. But the
Yep.
machine's free, her
Yep.
service is free.
Yep.
Again, it's 24-hour, you can reach her anytime, Diane.
And I just wanna clarify, that's through the other company, not through the bank. that we
Correct.
work at. Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
and
I
she
just wanted
gave me
to
a long
understand.
explanation, it is about this long, so I can call her and she could explain it if anyone had any questions. But she's very big on like fighting for towns and businesses to make sure that there's no hidden fees.
Right,
Um,
and this one you had said there will be no charges to the customer,
the,
is
ch-
that right?
the customer
cus-
will be paying the charge.
Oh, okay.
So the town does
I was
not
just
eat
trying
up
to
anything, if
refresh.
someone wants to use a card, the 3.5% goes back to the customer and it's built into her machine.
Okay,
So they see it directly on their transaction, you guys can start accepting payments, and potentially she might be able to find a way for you to do it online as well. But she's a great service,
Mhm.
she's one person, she's been doing it for 30 years. And
No, I think that's good because, like I said, the first time I talked to the bank
Yeah,
6 or 8 months ago,
Yeah.
everything was free.
right,
But then nobody really wanted to pull the trigger on it.
Right.
So now I'm talking to somebody different
Yeah.
and she's like, well, I'm sorry that happened, but it's this, that, and the other. So I'm happy to go with whoever's free as long as we get training and I know how to.
as soon as,
Um,
if we vote on it and everyone's fine with it, she can be here as early as tomorrow. She
Okay.
said she'll be here whenever you want her. I will say, she's lengthy when talking, so sometimes you've gotta like, say, I only have time for X, Y, or Z,
Yep.
but you will have everything you need for training. You will not feel like left in the lurch, and she's there, text, call, or in person anytime.
did she happen to give an estimate on like how long the training would take when she comes out? Just so we can kind of better.
Have you ever used a
I
machine
did
at all?
many years ago when I
It's
worked at a
basically
restaurant.
looks like a, okay, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like a Clover system,
Right.
like one of those little ones, so she'll walk you through like the setup and like how to take the credit card processing, but I can't imagine more than an hour.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was more to it, where maybe it was like a 2 to 3 hour that we should be
If you're going to
looking
sync
for.
it with, payments, which for the $8.99, I think it's a great option for you to have reports, be able to sync it with QuickBooks. It seems like a pretty reasonable fee to me,
Yes.
but,
That part I didn't
that
know
might
about.
really save a lot of trouble too on like entry.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I would say go for it, but
Is 3.5% normal?
it is the normal fee to run a credit card.
I thought it was 4 or 4.5.
Yeah, and it depends too, like, you know, if you run an Amex, it's more, if you run, a Visa, it's less. So some credit cards are different, but 3.5 is the average. Either way, it will go to the customer, so the town doesn't absorb any fee.
Yeah, no, we can't absorb any of that fees because
No.
then we wouldn't, our budget would be way off.
And every town does that
Then
too,
you
when
have
you
to
register
calculate
anything at
what
the city of
the-
Belfast, they charge you the fee to run your card. So everyone's pretty used to that now, but it does give everyone the option, you know, to be able to use a card, which I think is a good idea.
And you said with her, if I remember right, that we can take any kind of card,
Yes.
Amex, Discover,
Yep.
these, perfect.
Anything.
Okay.
And again, I think when you have access to someone, you have a question, and they're really responsive,
Yep.
which she is,
Mm.
Yeah,
that's kind of invaluable.
Yep. Yep.
And
that'll be great, in case there's ever
I
a
just know from
system
work, if I'm like,
outage or-
I have a question, she's on it,
Yeah.
so. I think
That's
it's a
great.
valuable service to have.
Yeah.
Is
So,
there any difference between credit cards and debit cards?
Nope.
Same
Yeah.
fee?
cause you're still gonna run, most likely you're gonna run your your debit card as credit, you're not gonna be entering a PIN system.
Right,
So it's still
an
gonna charge.
electronic transaction.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. You're still gonna have to pay the fee. But it's a good option for people, especially if, you know,
People in
times
town
are
will
tough
love
and
it.
they wanna put something on a credit card, they can.
People in town will love it. We have so many people who are like, I don't care if I need to pay $5 extra every time I register. Let me use my
Absolutely, I know.
So, it'll be a
Um,
blessing for a lot of folks.
So I would vote to accept Donna's proposal and get the credit cards going, that's the
Make a motion to accept her, yep.
Tom, do you have any questions?
No, I've asked my questions.
So yes, second?
You wanna second it?
Oh, I thought I made the motion, okay, so I'll second it.
Okay, so I made the motion,
Okay,
you're gonna second it,
I'll second it,
all in favor?
yes.
Mm,
Is Tom, yes or no?
I think Tom's a no.
Oh,
Tom's still a no.
Okay,
I don't like him.
okay,
okay,
recorded.
so we'll accept Donna and I will get her information to both of you before I leave and get her set up to come in.
Moving on.
Any other questions about credit cards?
Addressing officer, so like I was saying, we just need to fill out this. And, the state thinks that Craig Curtis is the addressing officer, he is not. So if you guys are comfortable, I can take that role.
Very comfortable.
I think I emailed both of you, I got John.
Yep.
Giving a number, okay.
Yep.
So, we'll just, we don't have to do that right now, we can just do it before we leave.
Yeah.
It's just,
Can you explain what that was?
what's that?
What, the one you just said?
It's just the addressing officer.
Addressing
So
people.
if somebody like builds a new house
Mhm.
or, like if their address wasn't right to begin with and it needs to be changed, that's up to me to give them, like I went up to, John Tipping lives off of 131. He's building a new house. I went up there with the measuring wheel and physically measured how far down his new driveway was and gave him his number, his address, which you have to measure, it's every
Right.
50 feet. So that's basically what it entails. And I have to get the paperwork from the post office to let them know that that is his new physical address. It's pretty straightforward.
Oh, you let them know.
We had someone, one of
The
the
post
planning
office.
board members, Craig, was going to do the job, but we have to change the ordinance if we want someone new
Right.
to come in and do the job.
Because it was,
If Ian doesn't mind doing it, it's kind of great to just not have to change something right now.
Yeah.
I personally think going, down the line, it might be
Just
something
leave
that
it
works
open.
with the road commissioner job, because it just kind of makes sense that somebody would do something like that together, but we could always revisit that another time.
so I'm gonna make a motion to, that I will take this responsibility. Being the addressing officer is
I'll
Go ahead.
second that, Ian.
second. All in favor?
I'd vote for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Ian.
All right. I think that's it. Any other questions? No? Okay. Next we have tax letter. Now this is what, did Jim bring this up about putting it in with the
No, he was just talking about like any important memos and things like that,
To add it with the,
right,
okay,
yeah, which we'll be doing this year, just a couple of
Okay.
little side notes for people, just to make sure everybody gets the info,
Yeah.
cause as good as the email distribution list and the Facebook page and the website are doing,
right.
we're still not reaching everybody in
Right.
town. So, that'll be the cheapest way, cause we're already mailing.
Right, it saves on mailing.
Yes. So the tax letter is actually something that we did last year. It apparently has been done several times throughout the years whenever the town is running kind of low on funds before new tax billing, as we're experiencing at this time. So when it was done last year, there was $74,000 in unpaid taxes as of July 1st, when it was decided a letter would be issued. So Sandra and Kathy worked together to generate a letter, mailed out to the remaining however many residents that worked out to be. And by the end of July, it had generated 16,000. So not a huge number, but when we're
It's like a
running really
dummy
low on
letter.
funds,
We're saying, please pay
like
us.
it's, yeah. Right now, we currently have 67,000 unpaid from last year's taxes. And I looked through the number of folks, because of course, some of those people are multiple. So as of right now, we'd be looking at a total of 60 letters that need to be sent. We do have enough pre-stamped envelopes in-house that we wouldn't have to spend extra money for that right now. However, I don't know at this point where it's, the 28th, if maybe it's a little too late, because the 30-day notices for liens will be going out in just a couple weeks as well.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if it's worth it right now or not, to be honest.
And the tax bills, the new ones are going out in
Right, those will be
August, right?
end of August.
Right, so,
And we
Are you
send the
sure?
liens
Because
at the
I
end of
talked to him the
August.
other day and he said he's hoping for like in the next couple of weeks. Because he had a couple of commitments, for other towns later in August and he said he was hoping to slide us in soon.
Oh, I thought we were gonna
we're
be
meeting on the
mid-August.
19th.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, so
so we'll get the bills out probably a little bit earlier than normal. If the commitment's done on the
Right.
19th, we should hopefully have all bills in the mail by the 25th at the very latest.
Yeah.
Assuming everything goes smoothly. But, so that's why I don't know if it's really worth it to send these extra. I don't know.
When does
That's
the
kind of
lien go
up to you.
out, did you say?
It'll be going out in mid-August. I'm in the process of figuring out exactly when, the lien itself won't be placed on until September. But we send a 30-day notice before the lien goes on. And those will go out in mid-August. I don't have the exact date yet, because I'm still figuring that part out. I'm a little new to that part.
Once you put the
I
lien
think-
notices
sorry.
out, do most people respond with coming back to pay
So-
their taxes?
So
or
there's
is
a
this-
few folks who I know very well just from my couple of years here watching Sandra. There are certain folks who they will come and pay the day that the lien is to be applied.
Okay,
They don't care what letter you send before, so it would be
Okay.
pointless to send to those
Right.
folks, and I know who those folks are.
Right.
So that's why I don't know if it's worth it or not.
I think you might be
think it would be.
surprised what it generates because I think it's usually the same group of people that
Right.
get these.
Right.
And there's some that pay right before the lien forecloses too. That's their yearly payment then. This would be a different letter and it might look different to them
Right,
than the same old, oh yeah, here we go again.
right.
But I don't know.
And
That's,
and we don't have any of the old copies of the letter. I spoke to Sandra, she was gonna do some digging to see if she had a copy of last year's, and she has not been able to find one yet. And, I mean, the letter is very different, it's not as demanding as the 30-day lien notice is, so perhaps that's why it generated a bit more income. Because it was a very friendly, like, hey, kind of, we know times are tough for everybody, the town also is having a tough time, we have bills we have to pay to keep us running. I have attempted to write it a couple times, and I'm having a hard time finding the wording.
and I think it was pretty
So-
simply worded. It was pretty
Yeah.
much like that, hey, times are tough. The town needs bills paid, just so you know. Liens will be going out soon, but we would like, if you could pay, we would like you to make a payment on this if you could.
and we'll be
These
taking
liens-
credit cards, so if they
That's right.
wanted to put another card.
Right, yeah, which,
You know,
that
I
would be a
mean-
huge point,
Right.
selling point too.
So
Absolutely.
maybe you
So-
add that to the letter if you
Okay.
do wanna mail them,
Yeah.
if you guys
Okay.
No,
don't wanna mail them, that's fine.
It's up to you
but
guys
if
if
they
you
go out, I
want
agree one hundred
us to.
percent,
Yeah.
that should be,
I would just say, I mean, within a week, Donna will be
Right.
set up,
Okay,
so,
yeah.
just depending on your schedule, so
Yeah,
I,
and I mean, it will take me probably till the end of the week to have them all ready and addressed for everybody, cause I'm gonna have to hand address while I'm working as well, so.
okay.
But I don't know, that's,
But yeah, it's up to you guys. I don't wanna move
Think.
forward without you guys.
You think pointless?
So is this tax lien for people that's over a year since they paid, or?
They
year.
will be, the 30-day notices that we'll send out next month is letting people know that if you don't pay by September, I believe it'll be the 30th, because that was our tax due date last year, then a lien will be placed on at that point, because they will be a year overdue. So we're kind of trying to get them to pay before the lien goes on.
But it's nothing that's more than a year.
No, I mean, those ones, they already have liens on them, they're still obviously gonna get the same letter.
Yeah.
But, and if they pay off some of their lien accounts, yay, that would be great too, cause we do still have, I think, around like 10 to 12 in liens.
So how much would it cost us in, you said we have already,
We do already have the pre-stamped envelopes here, I did look it up, it's gonna be $46.80 in stamps to do it, but again, we already have the envelopes in-house.
Right.
And we're gonna have to order more anyway for tax filling,
Right.
so, I don't know.
I mean, for
And we
40
could
bucks, let's do
not
it.
send to the people who I know will not be here until the day the lien is final. I mean, that's up to you guys, how we handle that, I guess, whatever you think is best, if you want.
I would say
me to-
send it and give people the heads up that they can use a card,
Okay,
but that's just my 2 cents. Takes 3.
Take 6 cents. 2 from each of you.
I would probably tend to agree. I feel like if people know that a credit card is now an option, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, well,
Right.
I'll go in and put, $500 on my card to get,
Right.
I feel like it's probably a good idea.
I do think a lot of people will take advantage of the cards for their
Yeah.
taxes,
Right.
because taxes have been tough for a lot of
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
So if they can make payments on it
Yep.
without, even though they're getting interest on their credit card, but they see it differently, so
They do.
that's fine,
Right.
that's fine.
I feel like it's probably worth doing.
I'll make a motion to send them.
Okay.
You second it?
I will second it, yes.
All in favor?
Sure, go ahead, I'm not opposed to
Okay,
it.
there you
It
go.
just seems,
Tom's in.
And it might be a little late this year, but
Right, and maybe that's something we can just keep on our radar, like come May of next year.
Yeah.
And at the end of May, see where we are with outstanding balances and just
Right.
make that like a standard practice starting in June, so that way it gives a little bit more time
Yes.
before the lien.
Is
Yeah.
there like a office calendar? Do you guys have like a Google calendar or anything we could share that like, and just important stuff that we can remember? Or could we
We-
add it to something?
We don't, but I've been trying to create something similar to
Okay.
that. When I figure out how to make it work, so, because Gmail and me are frenemies.
Oh,
Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it.
okay.
With the calendar, we're fighting a lot.
Okay,
Like, you know how normally you put something in your calendar on an email and it'll notify you and say,
Yes.
hey, today you have it won't notify me, which is
Okay.
really frustrating. And I don't always remember to go in and check to see like
Yeah.
what's up this week.
okay,
So I write a lot of lists on top of it.
okay,
But yes, once we get there,
okay,
we can absolutely do that. And important stuff like that, we can just have on a shared calendar,
right.
so everybody knows what's happening.
And maybe at least in office, you can put it on something to like remind us in May or something. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing that with some of our appointments too, so we
Perfect.
don't forget to sign them again.
love it.
Okay. Good on the tax letter situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
good on.
Moving on to cleaning. This is for this building.
You cleaning the building?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do we have someone who does that now?
so we did.
You, no, just
Oh,
kidding.
okay, all right.
You threw the
We
short
We
did.
take
yes.
turns.
Yeah, so Becky Russ, who lives in
Yeah.
town, she's been doing our cleaning for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen her in a few months and she happened to come in last week, so I spoke with her about it and I asked her if she was still interested, because I know she's been very busy with cleaning.
Yes.
And I had asked her about it a little earlier this year and she was like, yeah, I still want to, I think I still can do it. When I spoke to her last week, she said she can't do it anymore. She's just got too much on her plate,
Gotcha.
it's too much here to do, she can't. But on the plus side, I do have 2 people who are very interested in the position.
Okay.
One who has offered her services many times over the last few years, which is Jen Pierce. She lives in town, she's on the cemetery committee.
Okay.
And she said she would do it for $15 an hour with us buying the supplies. Hi.
That's very.
Yes, and the other, you can go on it if you want. I'm standing in the door because my kids are over there, no, you're good. The other is a woman named Kathy Bradstreet, who's from Waldo County. She has an actual cleaning business. She charges $30 an hour and brings her own supplies.
Right.
So I don't know that it's, you guys wanna make a split decision on this right now, maybe something to mull over and decide, I don't know.
Think about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
And maybe we can figure out like what the cleaning supplies would be to
Yeah.
figure out.
We have a
what's
Sam's
her-
card, right? Or someone goes to Sam's or.
I have a
Ken for-
BJ's card.
Yeah, I do
yes,
too.
Yes.
So, well, I have a Sam's card,
Yeah,
but
so stuff
I
like
can-
that, like I always pick up like the paper towels, toilet paper,
Right.
all that stuff. I just don't buy the cleaning supplies, but we can easily start doing that.
I was gonna say, just from personal experience, obviously.
Yeah.
The business.
Yeah.
I have a cleaner and
Yeah.
she charges way more than this.
Yeah.
And I provide the supplies, which aren't
Oh,
that expensive.
I mean, Jen would be happy to make more than that, but she said
There-
that's the minimum she would take.
That's a very low price for a cleaner, so.
Yes.
I would-
And one thing with that, I know Jen over the years has talked about a lot of things that she really wants to do here, and they're great ideas and definitely need to be done, but in the beginning, it may be a significant amount of hours
Oh,
to
okay.
get to where she thinks it's her standard. I
Okay.
believe we'd run into that with Kathy as well.
Is there any way to set a limit of like, these are the things we
Right.
want done,
Right.
you have X amount of
job
hours,
description.
right?
Right, or like you have so many
Exactly.
hours per month, this is what you
Right.
have to do,
Exactly.
anything extra you can squeeze into that, great.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking,
Yeah.
is if you kind of set a guideline for it.
Right.
Cause I think she could easily spend 100 hours in 1 month, share
Right.
between out here and in the office.
Well, and that way we
So-
can budget for it, so we
Yes.
could say like, okay, you know, all of the supplies were X this month, how much did she use, and we can
Mhm.
budget going forward. Same with her hours, whoever we pick.
No, I think that's great.
I'll-
Um,
I'll put that on the next agenda
Okay,
so that we can kind of mull it over and,
And would you like Jen to attend the next meeting? She's happy to attend if you guys want, or Kathy, either of them, or do you wanna wait, mull it over at the next meeting and then meet with one of them?
I don't even need them, but.
Oh,
that's up
okay.
to you guys.
I don't
Okay.
think that's necessary.
Okay, I just wanted to offer it.
Yeah,
No, I appreciate
don't
it.
think
She's
that's
more than,
necessary.
they're both more than happy to do that if needed, but.
Was that it for the
Cleaning?
cleaning?
Yes.
We're just gonna do,
Go to-
did you want to talk to Earl now, so we don't have to make him wait?
Sure.
Okay, so we're gonna go
Hi, Earl, I'm Kim,
We're
nice to
gonna
meet
go
you.
this back to the snow plowing discussion. I'm gonna let you go ahead and take point on this.
What do you got? What do you need, what do you want?
Be honest with you, I forgot. I was sitting in my excavator and I was like, oh yeah, when that comes.
Well, you made it.
I was like, oh, I don't know, I haven't, like I said, I just literally jumped out of the excavator, I was like, oh crap. I got your message and then had to get a new phone and then I forgot. Sorry. Was that, what, last year, 62 something, I think it was.
I
I think
do,
we
if
have it in the email.
I can find it, I do have it in there.
I think I have last year somewhere in the, there you go.
There we go.
I think it was
Got it?
like 129,
That's what I think, 130.
around 130.
It's $6,277 per mile for 20.71 miles.
How much is that again?
$6,277 per mile for 20.71 miles. Total bid was $129,996.67.
Oh,
And that included a slight math error too, right? I
Yes.
think that was enough to.
Yeah.
There was a slight math error, wasn't there last
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it was very much, matter of 30
$188.31.
right.
I don't remember which way it went.
I think last year, when we bid it, I think Lowell was around 8,000.
Maybe more.
Per mile.
Right, per mile. I don't know, everything just, you know what it is.
You wanna figure and come up with a hard number for, what is it, the 11th?
2 weeks from now.
Yeah, the next meeting,
Yeah.
that's fine.
August 11th.
Yeah, I'll put it back on the agenda, and if you wanna come up with,
Okay.
yeah, you ain't.
Yeah, unless you know it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to make any kind of, if you haven't given it any thought, absolutely, I'll put it on the agenda for
No, I
next
just-
time.
Would that be all right?
Absolutely,
You guys-
absolutely,
All right,
yeah,
if that's okay.
yeah.
Come up with a number for the sand
Okay.
stockpile as well.
Yeah, and Kim, that doesn't include putting the stockpile up either, that would be
Mhm.
different.
Right, I think.
What was it last year?
I was just trying to think.
Oh.
I had this screenshot way back.
I think it's in the contract, isn't it?
They should have been two different contracts, but they should be
Yeah.
stapled together.
No, I don't have the sand numbers.
I can.
It's
find
around
everything,
15
get them to you
something, I
guys.
think.
I don't think I had the contract with the sand, I think the
Okay.
only one I had was the plowing contract. She's gonna go get it.
I have it in my office, but like I said, it was up.
Again, that's so much a yard anyway, right?
Yeah, I think it was around 15,
Yep.
15-ish, right in that area, pushed
Thousand?
up.
$15 per yard
Oh, okay.
of sand and salt.
Which,
No, we pay for the salt separately.
Right, the salt's separate, but,
And we
That's
put up, what
pushed
is it, we
up.
put up 1,500 and then 1,200 again later,
yeah.
something like
yeah,
that.
We always have to put up more
Right.
because the shed.
Yeah.
Shed's not big enough.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember right off the top of my head.
Did anybody talk to you about possibly pulling some of that sand back away from the wall? Because we have some work that needs to be done down
Okay,
there.
no, but I can't.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
Okay, no, that's all right, it just dawned on me that I sent that,
Mhm.
see, that's why I send them out so I forget.
I-
But yeah, at some point we have some work, right now it's just the paint line, the do not fill above line, but
Right,
structurally, there's a lot of work that's gonna need to be done, and I would assume that sand would need to be pulled back away to replace
Right.
and do whatever to
Yeah.
the cement.
yeah, that's no problem.
And I figured you would
Oh,
wanna
no,
do it,
the old sand sheds,
Yeah.
running into that problem.
yeah, and I figured you, since it's your loader, you'd be the one wanting to do it, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, so why don't we just pick it back up on the 11th?
Yeah.
And then you can
Okay.
have hard numbers for
Yeah.
us and we can.
okay,
No, I already have it written down to put you on the agenda for
all right,
next
I'll
meeting.
have the price.
And off the top of your head, what is it, the 11th?
Yes.
11th.
August 11th.
Be good to us, we need it.
I hear you.
Can we put it on a credit card?
I owe you. You said the 11th, right?
Yeah.
11th, yeah.
Yeah, don't put it here. Space it.
Well, I put them in and I just forget to check. I put everything in
I'm
and
a little
then
guilty
don't
on
look.
that myself.
Alright.
All right, so we're gonna move on. Number 10 is complaints.
Yes. About the West
Gulf
Gulf
Stream
Stream
Road.
complaint. Didn't know if we wanted to address that somehow or talk about it a little bit. That
Um,
person seems pretty upset
Yeah.
about the condition.
Oh, I heard it's really bad down there. Trash, rats, you
What's the
name it.
guy's name that came in and made the first complaint?
Bill Gupton.
Yeah,
Bill.
William Guptill, same person. So I didn't know if you had any luck, Kelly, with serving that person.
I haven't yet.
No luck.
No, I haven't even called about it, I've been so busy with other stuff that it's
Do
just
you
gone
need
on.
someone else to do it, or are you okay?
No, I will,
Alright.
if that's gonna make a difference, then I will get on that.
Yeah, I think getting the police
Does-
involved is usually pretty helpful.
Yep, I reached out to Bill to see if he could help me find out if, Dave is
Kelly.
there or not. But he's never gotten back to me, so I don't know if you guys have a better contact for him than I
Bill
do.
Guptill?
Bill Gupton.
Oh, okay, I was like,
He's
Bill
like
Kelly, the lawyer?
neighbor.
No, no.
The
Oh,
neighbor.
okay.
'Cause he's the
This is
neighbor.
the one that's complaining.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you have a better way to get a hold of him, maybe I could have that information and ask him some questions regarding the neighbor that I need to serve with all that stuff.
I do have Bill's phone number.
Okay,
Great.
cause he's not answering, I got him on Facebook, I think, and there was no answer, and,
Yeah.
He doesn't
So-
check Facebook
okay,
often.
then that's probably it, so if I
And
could
I
get a.
think I actually have his email now too.
I was
He
gonna say,
signed up
we could
recently.
send the email to you as well, but he was
Yeah.
very chatty through email, so.
Yep, okay, he probably just doesn't do Facebook, but I
Yeah.
did reach out to him at one point for any information on when I might catch
Right,
the neighbor, if that's what he's complaining, if the neighbor
yes.
is what he, then
Right.
I will definitely get
And in
on.
regards to getting that cleaned up, I think he's looking for someone to enforce the,
Do we have a
Policies
town
and the
ordinance where
cleaning.
you have to keep your?
Sorry?
Do we have a town ordinance where we have to keep your yards cleaned up to a certain minimum without tons of garbage and rats and all that stuff? in
an
this town?
ordinance for it, I don't believe the town
No,
does
we're
have.
way
but this-
past the town ordinance, we're getting into state law now.
Yeah,
Right, I understand, but in general, do
in
we
general,
have
I
one?
don't believe the town has any,
No.
anything like that.
When
which
it
is
creates a
already-
health hazard,
Yeah.
Then
then
that's all
you
of a
have
sudden
to
a town
get
thing, yeah.
the
Code
CEO,
enforcement officer.
CEO, code enforcement
Right.
officer involved, and then
Right.
he is basically he'll lay the law down.
Right,
And he
Right.
goes based off of the state requirements.
Right.
Since we don't have an ordinance.
Yeah.
right, but I'm saying, why, if we didn't have all that, like that Westcott stream, which is a mess,
Yeah.
I mean, shouldn't there be something like that addressed in the town, that saying, you know, you can't leave tons of trash laying around and things like that?
Maine in general, even Belfast, I don't
Has
think
tons of them, too.
unfortunately have,
An ordinance. Yeah.
many ordinances because people keep their yards in all sorts of
Yeah.
wild disrepair. And I do know the city of Belfast does the same thing we're doing now, which is serve people and hope for the best. But I think that the lien process is a little bit harsher. And, you know, that's just a matter, that's not like anyone here's fault
Right.
necessarily. It's, you know, you just have to really
Right.
be like the squeaky wheel and just continue to go to that person and say like, you're gonna have to move out, you're gonna get served.
Diane, go ahead.
And just to provide a little bit of insight as well with the Westcott Stream situation, so because they were declared a private road
Mhm.
50+ years ago,
Yeah.
whatever it was, that has made things really hard from a town perspective as well for us to do anything. Like the police department won't even go serve them for stuff like this because it's a private
Right.
road. So we have no legal standing almost with them, which also is why I believe it has gotten to the condition that it is in, from my understanding.
This is a hard place for the town too,
Right.
because when we had, David originally went down, you can cite people, you can fine people, and
Yes,
it gets added to their tax bill, and they say,
right,
and they don't pay, so
Right.
then you
Right.
put a lien on the property, you end up taking the property, now you've bought their problem.
correct,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is definitely a problem. But at some point too, you can't really continue to let people to get away with it. It's not fair to their neighbors, it's not fair to anybody else on that property. And if there's human fecal matter, as we've all been told, in the street, I would be hoping a police officer or somebody would be driving those people out of there.
Yeah, David did a pretty good job, I think, last year, year before, at cleaning some of the, and it's not this same mess, I think it was a different mess down there, he did, but again, he said they have a fine, but.
It's a very uphill battle. I
Yeah,
mean,
he
if
had
they
a
don't
hard
have
time
anything, they don't have any way to pay.
Right, it's like being
You
a
keep coming
landlord.
back to the
I
town
totally get
taking
it. Yeah,
Yeah, he had a hard time finding them as well, just because he's like, if they can't pay their taxes and they can't pay to dispose of the trash in their yard, how are they gonna pay a fine?
Right.
So he did try and work with them, and like, he dropped his own personal utility trailer so that they could load it with trash and scrap metal,
wow,
and he hauled it for them for nothing but gas.
Right.
I mean, he was very generous,
yeah,
and
he
a
did.
lot of the properties did get cleaned up quite significantly, but since he's stopped going down there, apparently it's just accumulated again.
and so I guess within our trash service,
Mhm.
when we have, what is it, cleanup day or something in
Yeah.
October, people can bring their stuff to get rid of it.
Not household trash though.
Okay,
So that would, and they can't really bring scrap metal and stuff. They don't.
Yeah, they take scrap metal.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause I
wasn't
think they
sure
make,
on
they
that
make
one.
money from it, I believe.
Right,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, so I mean, they could absolutely do that. A lot of them don't have vehicles then.
Right.
So that puts them in a whole different dilemma. And, I mean, realistically, they could be taking their trash to the end of Westcott Stream every Monday and having trash picked up.
right,
But,
that's what I thought.
Have
That
you
would
been
cost
down
$2.
there?
I
Oh,
don't
no,
know.
No,
I wouldn't-
It's disgusting.
the,
Right. I wouldn't go by yourself.
No,
No,
no.
I wouldn't go by
I've been down
myself
there
anyway,
before
but-
and I won't go back down there.
I think, and the planning board is working on new ordinances and stuff too for like roads and stuff that's gonna be coming out, right? For maybe
The planning board
Easement.
is,
or something,
I'm not sure how that's going to affect
Westcott Stream. Okay.
Westcott Stream
Okay.
personally. You know, but, it's land use.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's what we're currently working on.
Right.
Yep.
Perfect. So I think we just need to get them served. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, Kelly's gonna have somebody served for a tax situation.
Yes,
Not,
yeah, not for the cleanup stuff. I
Not
mean,
for
all,
the
that's all I can do is serve him
Yeah.
for the lien stuff,
The-
if it's the same fella.
the cleanup will have to be served via Dave.
Right, yeah, that's
Right.
not me, I was
Right,
just going to
no.
try to reserve,
Okay.
because I've heard
Thank you.
that Dana's living back there.
Okay.
But I was going, that's why I wanted Billy to know, to tell me,
Right.
is Dana living there or no, he's not? Then, if he's not living there, then the town's already served him. We
What's
just,
the gentleman's name, Dana?
Dana,
Night?
right, but are we supposed to say that on camera and in front of people?
Oh,
It's a complaint, so.
I just don't know, I don't want to cause anybody,
Well,
It's in the
public
town
and go in the
report.
town report.
That's right.
It's in the town report, isn't it?
right, but not all this stuff isn't, just that he owes money.
right.
Yes, they owes money, so.
Okay.
Well,
And I believe it's actually a different neighbor who filed a complaint,
Oh, okay.
just so.
So yes, I can't serve him on the clean your
Cleanup,
act
no.
up stuff.
okay,
I mean, I can if you guys want me to, but,
I think that's something Dave probably still has to
Yeah.
handle.
but I will delve into it. No, that's on my list. I keep moving it from list to list. I just haven't had a chance to do the tax lien stuff.
And Dave might be able to clarify that when he comes later too,
Well,
or is he not
he's
coming?
supposed to already be here, but I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
Um,
might still show.
Hopefully.
I guess we should do a little more research too on, just what we can do. If it's just up to Dave, or if we can go further than that, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'll dig into that too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh.
You all set? Huh?
Anybody else?
Go ahead.
So I have some other complaints that have come into the town office.
Okay, great.
So over the last couple of weeks, I've received a handful of complaints, unfortunately in regards to minutes. We have had one concern that was addressed with me is that minutes are being accepted as written versus as read at the meeting. So I did some deep diving into it to see, is this how we need to do it or not? So per Robert's Rules of Order, let me see here, on page 65, number 44 for order of business, it says, "It is customary for every society having a permanent existence to adopt an order of business for its meetings. When no rule has been adopted, the following is the order. Reading of the minutes of the previous meeting and their approval." So it does clearly state that we are supposed to be reading them.
Allowed.
Correct, and I also did some further diving, just to see if there were any changes from this copy that we had at home, in regards to that.
Okay.
And there was some stuff, I have a few different printouts on it, that with doing edits to it, the primary reason that they are read aloud at the meeting is so that any modifications or changes are heard to the public.
Okay.
And every draft of the minutes needs to be available to the public.
Okay.
So we need to be keeping all copies of it. So that was complaint number one. There was also several complaints in regards to residents not being comfortable being named in the minutes for just making a comment or a statement based off maybe an experience they had or something along those lines. It just made them feel a little uncomfortable being named specifically in it. They're aware that coming to the meeting, anybody who's in attendance is going to hear, but they don't necessarily want everybody reading every little comment they make. And also that a lot of folks felt like the minutes are getting a bit lengthy, where they're no longer reading the full minutes anymore, or maybe not reading them at all anymore, because they feel like they've gotten a little too long, and sometimes it's kind of confusing if they weren't at the meeting. because there's a lot of detail, but maybe not enough detail to see the whole conversation, if you know what I'm saying.
So they're complaining they gave up on reading the minutes?
Does it provide any guidance for what we have to have in the minutes?
It does, yes. So,
If you give up reading it, that's your problem. It's a complaint.
I know, but if
so,
they're not helping anybody,
according
then they're sort of a
to,
waste of our time.
according to the state statute and MMA, technically, we don't have to keep a record of any meetings or agenda. However, because of FOAA, we do need to have some information. So the standard to go by is having the date, time, and place of the public proceeding, the members of the body holding the meeting, whether they're present or absent, and then all motions and votes taken by individual members, if there's a roll call. So that was one of the things. There was some other stuff that I came across that's not MMA or state required, but like they had some minutes, like do's and don'ts kinds of things. And, you know, making note of additional topics that are brought up. So, you know, if we're, you know, if somebody had come in here to file a complaint about Westcott Stream, you know what I mean? Just kind of making note of that. But it's just talking about making sure that it's just facts, summarizing as best we can. No personal judgments, of course. But just a big thing. Oh, right here it says, the two types of administrative decisions which require more detailed written record, stating reasons for their decision would be the approval with conditions, or denial of any application or permit, certificate or license required by the municipality, and any decision made by the municipality to dismiss a public official, employee, or appointee, or refusal to renew a contract. Obviously, we need to have more detail as to what those reasons would be, other than just the board decided no.
But that would be executive session, I would think, if you were getting rid of somebody,
Right.
and that you don't have minutes in that anyway,
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, that's just some of the feedback that I've been receiving in the last couple weeks, and I did some deep diving just to make sure, you know, what we're allowed to do and how proceedings should be going. You know, because when the question came to me about, especially about, you know, it being accepted as written, I was like, what's the big deal with that?
Right.
yeah, no, I've always said it should be as read, not
Yeah,
written.
yeah, and when that got brought to my attention by someone else, I was like, okay, well, I have a Robert's Rule of Order book at home. Let's take a look and see what it says.
Right.
So that's how I found that, and then I kind of deep dived into everything else, and just kind of Googling specific questions about Robert's Rule of Order, because I don't know if you've ever read it, but it's a very dry read. So I kind of was cheating on some of it, and just to kind of see the other things in regards to other concerns that we had from residents, so.
So in the future, we will read the minutes
Out loud.
out loud,
At the
and we
beginning.
will need what she said, an abbreviated, just the motions, people make the motions, who's here and whatever, see what she said that was required.
Just motions
Do
and
you
votes.
wanna give that information to Holly?
Yeah.
What you
Yeah, that'd
found,
be a good idea.
so that you can have a copy of whatever.
I don't have, do you want me to photocopy the Robert's Rules page?
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be great.
Yeah. Let me see here. And like I said, the one that's the do's and don'ts, that was just like a general rule of thumb for like businesses and stuff, that looked kind of handy. So I had printed it just because.
But I think all of that stuff will really pare down what you have to do, too.
Got
Did you say that, let me just ask, did you say that some people complained that they said something in the meeting and it turned up in the minutes?
Right,
Did I
that a
understand that
resident
correctly?
was personally named in the minutes.
Because they said something?
Yeah, because they just made an observation or comment or
Do
something.
they realize that this is a public meeting?
As I said before, they do realize it's a public meeting,
And you
but they don't
explained that.
understand why they needed to be named in the minutes.
Did you explain that to them?
I did explain, and they're aware that it's a public meeting, but
Okay,
again,
And
there's
they
no
understood that.
reason for a random comment of saying, oh yeah, I use John Works to do some work for me too, something like that. I can see why they don't feel that that's necessary to be in the minutes.
okay.
I mean, they're aware that it's a public meeting and that when they attend anything they say, you know, especially now with the recordings, that obviously those things are there,
Mhm.
but they just didn't feel like it was appropriate, and that it wasn't really something specific to the meeting.
Were
And
they
Diane's
being-
just bringing the
And-
information too, it's
Yeah,
not her.
and since
Yeah.
then, whenever they do
I
attend,
didn't,
they intentionally
I didn't
do
say
not
anything
speak
about
anymore.
Diane saying.
No, but
that.
I'm just saying that she's just the messenger.
I
too.
understand
Okay,
that,
all right,
and I asked her
yeah.
if she explained that. I didn't say anything.
No, I
against
didn't, I'm
Diane.
not implicating, I'm just saying she's just
Anyway,
owning them.
anyway,
Okay,
so all I was saying is that they made it clear to me that when they attend meetings now, if they attend a meeting, that they choose not to speak at all, even if they maybe have
Exactly.
something to
And I
say.
understand that, and you did a good job, yes, exactly, and I did not, I knew somewhere in you were saying that about a resident, and I
Yeah.
asked you that, yes. And, you didn't need to be defended,
I would-
you did not.
She's
need
mad
to be
that I
defended.
said that I
I'm
defended you.
not mad, I'm
Okay,
just
Okay.
like.
but do you
So,
think, does
when
anyone
I-
else have
when
any
I'm
questions
speaking
about?
to someone, that's it,
Okay.
and that's the problem here.
Well, you should be able to speak up at a town meeting and
Yes.
not feel guilty about it. And if you don't want your name addressed, then you don't have to say your name if somebody doesn't really know you.
People don't generally give their names.
That's true.
But, yeah.
Mhm.
No, so I'm just bringing concerns that have been brought to me over the last few weeks, so
You have
everyone
every
is
right.
made aware.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. Does anyone have any complaints? Any other complaints?
Now, let me think of something.
all right,
Come on, Linda.
Moving on. audit
I
update.
can try
He'll
it.
be here tomorrow.
Okay.
He only mentioned one day, he didn't say we'll see what happens, so if anybody wants to come and talk to him and get their questions, come on over, he'll be here at 8, he said.
I've reached out to 2 structural engineers who have not called me back, or emailed me back.
Yeah.
I do have one.
Oh, this is the
This is
financial
the
audit,
financial.
not the
Oh.
building audit.
Not the building.
Okay,
Or at least I assumed it was the financial audit, I'm sorry.
oh,
Okay,
okay,
so yes, he will be here tomorrow. So if anybody wanted to stop by and say hey,
okay,
just,
I'll be at work, but I would love to.
yeah, well, I'm assuming it will take,
Is it Kevin?
yes,
Okay,
it'll take most of the day, I would assume.
Great.
So, all I ask is that, like, don't, how many kids do you have? And,
Yeah,
cause I have, you know, I don't wanna be here any longer than I have.
yeah, keep the small talk to a minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
I won't be.
But,
Good luck.
you can come on your lunch hour, you can come on your lunch
I don't
hour.
get one of those.
Oh, so hopefully that's all good,
Okay.
fingers crossed,
So then he'll be doing the financial audit for 24, or 5,
what we call 24.
right?
The year that we just finished,
Mhm.
they call it 25, so I've started calling it what they call it.
Yes.
So it's easier that way, there
Yep.
isn't any of that, so yes, he will, the most current audit.
Great.
And
And
if
then
any-
will we be able to get a report on that, like,
Yep, I don't know how long it takes.
okay,
Last year it took quite a while.
Okay.
Months before the final draft is done. But yeah,
do you wanna bring us, just a regular report on like the 11th then? For like where we are so far for the year, like,
yep, I'm hoping that he can answer, like I was talking to Tom, I'm hoping he can, because the non-attest for the QuickBooks is complete.
Yep.
We have the bill in here, it was half their estimate.
Nice.
Great.
Yep, and, I'm hoping tomorrow he can answer some of the questions going forward.
Yeah.
She changed a bunch of things, but it's closer to how they do it, so I just have to shift into their new way.
Yeah.
She said she has everything, the other auditor I talked to, has everything ready for Kevin tomorrow. Hopefully in QuickBooks, he'll just have to search and everything will be there, so it's just going forward, making sure the budget is correct, and showing me how to do that, and there's a couple other things too, but, and then she said she would extend the contract through August so that I could get any further questions answered.
okay, great.
So she said after tomorrow, if Kevin's not able to get those questions answered, that I can work with her again and get them done. And hopefully things are just a keystroke away after that, is what I'm hoping.
Excellent.
So then hopefully he'll be able to get you set up to be able to print a report, so we can
Yep.
at least see something for the year to date.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Great.
And I, of course, can print anything that's come in and anything that's gone out.
Yeah.
But, and she has the starting balances
Right.
and stuff done, so I've just got all of that has to come together. And I'm hoping after tomorrow that it will be all together.
Okay.
Hoping.
Okay, so, not to be completely ridiculous, but can we nail down tomorrow what Rodney's, the total from last year? Can we have a
Solid.
concrete, absolute figure that we can work with?
Mhm.
Thank you.
Because in passing, she has mentioned that all budgets start at 0, and I don't know if I am taking that too literal, and what happens to that money that is left over.
Right.
But she said, oh no, all budgets start, because I said, what about balance forward? She said, there are no balance forwards. Everything starts at 0. So I need clarification, am I taking that too literal?
Okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Right,
So in municipal stuff, it's a little bit different, so we need to get
but
it.
you're saying if you have extra in a certain account for the year, she's saying it can't move forward to the next year?
I didn't get into it too deep because
That's what
we
we need
were,
to clarify.
right, we
so
were working on
maybe-
other
yeah,
things. That's
clarify
on,
that for
that's on
sure.
my list
Yeah.
of clarification
Yeah.
questions. We were working
Yes.
on something else,
Yeah,
and that came up, and I said, cause I said, what about balance forwards? She said, oh no, there are no balance forwards.
yeah, I would get that clarified.
So I was like, I just put that in the back of my mind, and I don't wanna be too literal
Right,
on it.
Yeah.
Again, cause there are accounting terms, and then there's my terms.
Right.
because there's no difference, like when the school budget tells you, oh, we have X amount of dollars left over from last year.
So I will, that is,
We still need to come in sometime and balance the checkbooks to verify
Yes.
the checkbooks. And they're just getting, we're getting further
I was
and
gonna
further.
say,
well, I
Yeah.
balance them, all you guys have to do is look at them. I
Yes.
balance them with the bank, I balance them with QuickBooks,
Yes.
and all the information is there. You guys have to figure out how you like to look at them and what you're looking for information on them.
Do you wanna put that on the agenda for the 11th?
No,
No.
it's gonna, it'll take too much time. We need to come in at a
Yeah,
separate time and work on
absolutely,
it.
let's,
Okay.
After this back, when I started with the last meeting was February.
yes.
Yes, yeah, nobody's looked at them
And if we
since.
each take a month, it will go a lot quicker.
So we gotta get caught up.
I'm available. Whenever you say, Tom. I can be here.
Warren?
Right here. I didn't want to point something out. Because if this is the case, the whole postage thing earlier is a moot point. 34 cents per letter, I said, you know? Is that what that means? No?
Who's that for?
This was Jim's bill, one of Jim's bills for the mailing.
Uh-huh,
600, quantity 600, unit price 34 cents.
uh-huh.
So does that mean he sent them out for 34 cents a piece? And if so, my vote would be to use these guys every time, cause postage is like, what, almost $1 now?
78 cents.
78 cents, okay, I'm sorry.
Bulk mailing,
I don't know, I've asked the post office and they said there's no discount, cause I said, could we get a mailing if I brought them all, 600 into you?
$204. Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
So, I guess he was right. I mean, but
I think the biggest thing for just me was I would just like to know before he does something.
Absolutely.
yeah, I know,
I
yep.
don't,
But I
I
didn't,
don't also know
all
the
I looked
budget,
at was
but
this.
Right.
The bottom line, I didn't decipher this, but today when I was paying it and putting it here, I was like, 0.34, 34
if that's the case, it's basically half price, so we should definitely use his services
Right.
to mail them, and it's automated.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't have to hand stuff out.
But I think this warrants, I don't think they had a phone number on here, I can,
It's not a typo error.
I don't think so,
No.
I don't know, I guess when they get
because it
there,
matches the total bill that they gave us too,
Right.
which he was here 2 weeks ago to tell us in person.
so I just wanted to see if you guys read that the same way I did,
That's the way I understand it, yep.
so
and
maybe,
that's what he said, that their way was cheaper.
Right.
but that's ridiculously cheaper, he should have slapped everybody upside their head and
Well,
said.
I think he was a little overwhelmed and he did verbally slap many people, but
So I think that warrants maybe an interaction with that company.
yeah. We can also send a follow-up email to Jim. I don't think there's any reason to say, hey, we would just like the communication before you do something, but clearly your services less expensive, so we'd like to go with it.
Right, and like, yeah, would Diane send via email the sheet that she wants and they'll stamp it and mail it out for us?
I think he sends it all electronically from
Yep.
Frio, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, so you couldn't just send them a Word document?
No, but I think that way when he does the commitment, like once
Mhm.
it's signed, he can just send it to them,
Right,
they print and mail,
exactly.
I think is how it works.
It's
I could
already
be mistaken.
automated and then they just send it out, so again, she's not hand stuffing anything and
That's
it's
what
gonna
half
save
price.
a lot of time and clearly it's not.
Yeah, it is half price, yes,
Right.
maybe.
And a lot of work.
And
So-
since he said that he was willing to take that off of their hours because it wasn't approved spending, I think that we could,
So I will get in touch, try to get in touch with this company and find out, is that like for everything?
Ask.
ask and we can, again, send a follow-up email to Jim and just say we're happy to use this company because it is a great deal. Sorry, we didn't know.
Well, and where he has a bunch of other towns, it's possible he could have sent similar letters to same towns which got a bigger discount too.
Mhm.
So if he's doing other commitments at the same time,
Absolutely.
maybe, same idea.
Maybe they give them a bulk discount too.
So David Littlefield's on here, the dump is mowed.
The dump's all mowed.
Perfect.
And I don't know if you guys gave it to Kim,
Yes.
but there is DEP specifications that will be mowed in perpetuity
Yes.
to certain specifications.
Yes, annual mowing.
And they do inspect it every so often.
Every so. Only thing was, this was two from 2018. Do you
Yeah.
think that
That was the one,
still applies?
yeah, I mean, I talked to her.
Yeah.
So a lady at the state that had that.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is quite a while. It's almost 10 years in between inspections, but,
Strange.
well, I mean, it's a landfill. You can't have gopher holes and having gases escape. And you can't have trees growing in it and going down and disturbing the integrity of the landfill itself.
I got thinking about that the other day.
Just like Mount Trash
Where
or
is
by
that?
Dysart.
Is that on the Savage Road?
Yes, the reason you can't have trees growing on that is because it goes, I think they mat it, they put like matting over it and the roots will puncture the.
Yeah. Just like Mount Trashmore up there by Dysart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing, just on a very small.
Where on the Savage Road? I
Um,
drove that the other day and I didn't see anything that looked like what I
it
thought I
is,
would be
if you're
looking
coming
for.
from the 131 end.
Yep.
Paul Cochran's on the very end, you go
Yeah.
down the hill, around a slight corner, and it's on your left. It's tiny,
It's
it's,
just a little field.
yep, it's right on the left.
Doesn't
No.
have a-
It's got two white.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
one, yeah, it has a,
Two white pipes coming out of it with elbows.
the venting, yep.
So QuickBooks was, the estimate fee was 6,000, it actually turned out to be 3,300.
Yep.
That's, yep, good.
And I took that out of technology because it was technology because
Mhm.
and not the audit service, I don't know that it matters, but.
Makes sense to me.
Did the laminator come in?
Who?
Did the laminator?
It sure
come in?
did.
Yay!
I haven't taken it out of the box yet.
Okay,
It is here.
but people could get their cards then
Yep.
this week.
Yeah, absolutely, I'll
Great.
work on those tomorrow, get those all made up, and contact the ones who need photos.
Very exciting.
And the wheelchair, which I'm sure you know, he gave an address.
Well, I was
That
like,
works
Ian, you don't want me
spot on.
measuring someone's address.
Is there any
No
way
idea
to
what-
electronically pay the BMV?
There is, they don't prefer it because
Okay.
it's actually more
It's a
confusing for
process.
them,
Oh,
but
yes.
you can.
But you
Okay.
can.
And they, I mean, they have to
That's
take
a lot of
it,
work.
but
Yeah,
they
I
did
need
say
to-
with the training that it's
Okay.
something about when they come in, because they have to try and match it up to the reports, and of course, the reports are mailed so much later.
Kelly, just sign this.
I
Yeah,
do have
anywhere, yeah.
just a clerical, I guess, question. Usually like in a municipality, they can do a whole program that will run reports, it will do, like, instead of QuickBooks, it would have everything financial. Has the town ever looked into something like that to see what that would cost?
You mean like Trio doing that?
It's not Trio, I don't think,
Okay.
but it is something else. I asked Alan's Aunt Ricky because she was the clerk for Waldo for 35 years. So I was just wondering if it was something, or treasurer, sorry. She was saying that there is a program
Mhm.
that this town, city, whatever, can run off any municipality. And it will generate reports, it will do like mailings, it will do all sorts of things, and I didn't know if that was something the town had looked into, and is it Trio something that has that you know of?
Trio does have a way,
Okay.
Which our auditor, when, we switched over to QuickBooks last year, he suggested going to QuickBooks first and getting it figured out there.
Financially, yeah.
Yeah, financially, before moving it to Trio, because
Okay.
going straight to Trio was gonna be too confusing and too much work, I think,
Okay.
from what he said. And we don't have the full Trio package right now, but we could. With the full Trio package, like that would allow residents to be able to do registrations at home for vehicles.
And
They
online,
could do
right?
tax
Okay, so
payments
maybe it is
online
Trio.
from home. Well, there is another program
there's
called
two.
Munis
Oh,
that some
okay.
towns use. That one has as many glitches as Trio,
Yeah,
from what I
Trio's
hear at
horrible.
trainings. So not any better than what we've got currently.
Okay.
And I think there is a third that only like a handful of towns use, cause it's fairly new, but.
I just figured I'd ask while we're
Yeah.
looking
Yeah,
over
Trio is
stuff.
something definitely, it's horrible,
Do you know the price?
but yeah, it's super duper expensive to get everything.
Yeah,
And there's a maintenance every single year on it.
the initial setup is the hefty tag.
Yep.
I think.
Tens of thousands to get all of this, probably, I don't know, I would guess 30,000 to be fully set up, maybe more.
I feel
Really?
like before I started, when I came in to meet with Kathy, Shirley, and Tom,
Yeah.
back when I started, to apply for the position, they had asked me if I would be comfortable, because if we ever get to a point where they can do auto renew online, like
Right.
there's a year and a half's worth of data entry you have to do on registrations,
Okay.
and Sandra was not comfortable doing that. So that's what they had asked me, because apparently had been brought up at a town meeting, and I wanna say Sandra told me that it was quoted to be around like 15,000 just to get that portion. That's
Okay.
not including all the reporting, and so we just
Interesting.
have it for like taxes,
We have the real estate package, plus
Right.
now we have the assessing package that we had to
Yes.
buy
yes.
for.
I'll see if I can find
And
out
we
What's
have
his
a
name?
blue book on there, because it
Yeah.
comes with blue book.
So they have cash receipting, they have,
Yes.
treasurer stuff, plus they have payroll. But on that thread, there's an email thread with clerks and treasurers that, Trio. It's always, and they're horrible, like every
It's hard
time
to
you
get
call
to.
for a question, you can't get anybody. They are no help at all, none.
Huh.
Well, if you
None.
actually get on the phone with somebody, every once in a while, you can get someone who's super helpful. My very first time calling, I had a great experience.
That's good.
After that, it was hit or miss, but my very first time calling, I got somebody who was super knowledgeable, and they were like, I see you guys call in on this issue like once a month. They're like, this is all you have to do to stop that from happening. I'm like, why did nobody ever tell Sandra this? She's been dealing with it for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So, it's all about, like, when you call anywhere, just getting the right person, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I
And
had a
you can never
guy,
get back to that person
yeah,
again.
I had a couple of different ones tell me on the lien process that I have to make up my own lien to send out. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, you just change everything here. And I said, so I have to retype everything like a Word document? She said, yeah. No, I don't. No, I don't. You have a way in here to print it all off on what we have. So aggravating, and for that kind of money.
Yeah, yeah.
Do they know how many more bills we'll have? FC Works?
No, like I said in the email, she called just to say, could she send a couple of small bills? And I said, yes, please, that would be much better for us, especially if the last one could come in after we get taxes. Would be better. So, I said, yeah, send a couple. I said, we could easily do 100. We can pay you 100 without feeling a whole lot right now. And that I looked into, but yeah, and she agreed that it would be between 250 and 275, barring anything they don't know. So I would assume when they're done, she will send another bill for the remainder, is what I'm assuming. I did not ask.
So there'll be one more?
I don't know.
Oh, okay,
I'm just
okay.
assuming.
All right.
Maybe we could find out from her, I don't know what's in that account, but.
Right, that's why I said, because
Has to be
to pay
bills,
the
so-
rest of her is money that has not come in yet. It has been
Right.
appropriated, but we have
Right.
not received those funds yet. And
Right.
she admitted that she talked to you and you thought, asked her to come later. And she said, I know we're early, but we had a minute. She said, that's why she will work with us. And that's why I went to the bank to see about tax anticipation note on what we need to do with that. That's not a very difficult procedure since it would be under 250 that we'd be asking for. I said, we could probably get away with asking for 100 if we needed to. And she said, oh God, no, I don't want you to have to do that. She said, we'll work out something. But I said I wanted them to get paid when they did the work, that it's not fair that everybody else screws them. You know, that I like to pay the bills when they're due. So no, I do not know when the next bill will be. So that's why I was sort of pushing for an earlier commitment than the end of August.
Right, so if they only send one more bill, then it's
Yep.
not, yep.
And I think the commitment should be closer to when we need the money.
Right.
You know, because we've kind of spending money that hasn't come in yet, we're using it from the previous year. But that's the way it is. And Kitty's not due until August, but we won't have another meeting.
What day is she in?
She's due on the 4th,
On the full, okay.
so I made it today.
So the Humane Society thing?
Yeah, we have a contract with them too, so that the ACO can take animals out.
Oh.
And it's that much 4 times a year.
The handwritten ones from Kitty?
Nope, the handwritten one is Sandra Greeley for mowing the sides of the road.
Oh, okay.
Dave has not called or texted.
I might have forgot.
At this point, I think it's probably too late.
Where's the, did you also sign?
On the back, I think they signed it on the back of the first page, or on the second page. And I may be going back to the other format, so.
Okay. One's done. So number 13, we got fire extinguisher, so they have to be
Checked and signed.
checked and signed. And what is it, once a week?
Month.
Once a month, okay. So currently, we don't have anybody assigned to do that.
Rodney?
I have no problem, I have to do hours at the firehouse.
Great.
Just need to point them out to me and I'll call them.
There's one in the kitchen, right by the utility room, and then one out in the, boiler room.
And one right here by the bathroom.
Okay, yep.
There's spiders out there.
No, they stay low. They stay low.
No, it's actually pretty spider-free in there, actually, I think.
So there's 3 total?
Yeah, there's not one in the main office, right?
And did Joe Sierras show up?
No, he did not.
So you're willing to check those for us?
Sure.
Is this gonna cost us extra?
No,
Okay.
Gotta think.
Maybe a nice compliment here and
Okay,
there.
thanks Rodney.
Okay,
You
perfect.
sure are purdy today.
okay, thanks.
So then we have other business. Do you guys have anything else?
Budget committee.
Budget committee, this right here.
So are we just voting, like Ian and I are just voting for this? I
I
don't
can
know what it
vote
is.
too. Just vote for me. Unless you want to vote for the other person.
I don't.
So are there 3 separate ones of these that each
Right.
one of us?
We
No.
each need one?
No, it's a unanimous,
So we check Tom's name and we all sign it? Like how,
As a board?
I don't know how it,
That's weird.
I don't know, Mom always did this before, I don't.
right, I mean, I would,
Do you know?
it's a single ballot. I would think there'd be
Right.
one for each of us.
So it says the town voting, not the person. And I would
So
think
we're
that the-
signing on behalf of the town?
Yep, that the
Okay.
town, the board,
Okay,
Okay,
the governing body, I would say, town submitting the ballot. I
This is
didn't
the
know.
ballot for,
Check it, those three signatures.
Budget committee.
For the
the school
county.
budget committee, right?
No, the county.
No.
Town
County,
budget
yeah.
committee.
And it
Um,
has to be a board member who's on it.
And it's a woman from Northport running, and then Tom. There's
Yeah,
two
but one
people on
from
the
each
ballot.
town, right? I mean, it's one from each town.
Yeah.
No,
No, it's between her and Tom,
Oh, I thought every town was represented.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
what it
every
reads
town had
as.
one too.
unless I'm missing
So
it.
the towns, Belmont, Belfast, Belmont, Ellsboro, Lincolnville, Moreland, Northport, and Waldo
It's District 1,
District.
Huh, interesting.
so we're
Town
all
he's two per district.
collectively voting between Bree, Beb, and
Okay.
Tom
And they have
Wagner.
3-year terms and they're staggered.
Interesting, I didn't realize that. I don't know anything about the budget committee.
I know they're the person I'll vote for Tom.
Oh.
I know, what's this? Oh, that's the write-in.
What's that?
So, does it say to sign it?
I want the budget to go up.
Place an X or a check in the square in the left
increased
candidate
it,
for
I think,
whom you are
40%
voting.
this
Each
year.
municipality shall vote as a
That
board
one goes
for
to
one
crazy.
budget committee.
So expensive.
are they taking the school
Yeah,
out
it
of
doesn't say
Waldo
to sign
and
that.
Belfast?
That
Trying to.
won't come until November.
So
That
I'm
will
gonna,
be,
No, it's not.
If
that will
negotiations
be
Just
are
one second.
on.
right, and that will be on a ballot for everyone to vote if they want to.
Yeah, we're hoping to do it the same day as the regular November election.
I don't know if it's necessary or not,
Assuming
but I'm gonna make a
negotiations are-
motion that we vote for Tom.
Yes, second.
Second, all in favor? All right,
Great job, Tom.
there.
Keep our budget low, would you? Do I need to sign that too, or just you?
It didn't,
Nobody
nobody
signed
signed, there's no
No,
place
we
to
just-
sign that?
Right, Town Waldo, that's voting, and then we X the
Do you want to
person that
double
we
check?
want to.
We can double check, I'm not offended.
Yeah, on any election document, you wouldn't normally sign, so that makes sense.
They had the caucus 2 weeks ago, and there was a very poor turnout. There were only 5 selectmen there from the entire county. And some of the districts didn't have anybody that they thought to recommend. And to me, this is the second most important job.
Yes.
School is first and the county budget is next.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking for another increase this year,
Of
so.
course they
The school is?
are. The county budget
The
too.
county.
County.
Oh, the school absolutely will be next year, because they dropped it this year, so.
Of course they want more money. But no
Oh,
one
you've already
has
signed
any,
it. Okay, I'm
any
sorry.
credit cards.
Oh, you thank
You
you.
still have to pay for the.
I know, I'm just teasing.
Just
Diane.
tap it.
Are we all set with budget committee? Because I have 2 other items for additional business. They're very quick and easy though, if you guys are ready to move on.
I had one,
Okay. That's why I was asking, I didn't know.
Whoever
I had
wants to
one
go
thing on
first.
the CEO. Um,
Other
So, when he does, it's actually the LPI, when he does a plumbing permit for somebody, he brings me the paperwork. Sometimes a portion goes to the DEP, always a portion goes to the state and he gets a portion. Generally, the state gets 25%, he gets 75%. Talking to other towns keep a portion for themselves as well.
Mhm.
So, since I for a while, I just gave him a 75%, but it sort of has gotten to a point where there's a fair amount of work involved in what he brings me.
That he is supposed to be responsible for?
Not
He,
necessarily, no.
well,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
but like I can't read his handwriting. I have to
Okay.
decipher that, make phone calls to get him to clarify, and then sometimes he can't clarify.
Okay.
I have to call the state because he is charged, and I'm not picking on him, I don't want it to sound like I'm picking on him, I'm just saying some of the things that I have to take time to call the state and fax them a copy so they can look at it on what he charged, and they, nope, that's wrong, so I have to issue a refund to people, and then change his paperwork that he's already done. Sometimes he gets everything right, and boom, it's fine. So he came in the other day and said that, we're not supposed to keep any, but I talked to other towns and they do keep a portion, because they're like, no, it's a lot of work to keep track of the CEOs, and I have to keep a
They
spreadsheet.
also update the files.
And all, yeah, and Diane usually I filed a couple the other day. So, I didn't say anything to him when he said that we weren't supposed to be doing that. So, he said without a vote from the board. So I don't know how, I don't wanna take any money away from the old man. You know what I mean? He doesn't get a whole lot, but I just didn't know how everybody felt about that. That what I was doing was I gave the state, like if he gave me $100, the state would get their $25, and then from that, I would give him 75% of what was left.
Right.
And then we would keep the other portion.
Would be nothing else. There would be nothing left.
No, 75% of what was left
Of the
Right.
of the $75.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right,
sorry,
right.
sorry.
I see. I was like, well, $75,
We're still talking
that's, there's
small
nothing
potatoes.
left.
Right. And then sending him his portion and then just keeping our portion. But so I don't know how anybody feels about that. I mean,
What
I'm not making the money.
other towns are doing this?
Some other ones are, yep.
I think that's probably just a question for MMA, and just to confirm that that's legal for us to
Yep.
do.
Because I know a couple of times the state has said, that's the strangest looking not contract, but plumbing permit that I've ever seen. He said they said maybe he's charging extra because you guys charge extra and keep that extra.
Do we supply the permit?
No,
And this is a plumbing guy
yeah,
Yeah.
for
He's-
Waldo?
He's
Yes.
the code enforcement officer
Yeah.
and
And
licensed
LPI.
plumbing
And licensed
inspector.
plumbing
And who
inspector.
is this?
David
Dave.
Schofield.
Oh, he's in Unit Thorndike.
yeah, he does for a lot of
like,
towns.
Yeah.
He does a lot of towns.
Yeah.
And I did talk to him, and he says he's been coming to town 3 or 4 times a week and taking care of complaints and whatnot. So I'm not advocating one way or another, because like I said, if he needs the extra $25-50, whatever it is, it's okay with me that he has it. I just wanted to tell you where I was at.
How much is the stipend from you?
His stipend for CEO,
400 a month.
yeah, $400 a month. So, what's that?
For the whole year.
Yeah, every month he gets $400, that's
Yeah.
his stipend, because he requested an increase back in December, that was granted to start in January.
And the LPI is separate. The plumbing permits are separate than the stipend.
So as CEO, he's also the licensed plumbing inspector though.
He does both jobs.
Right, so
Both
does he
jobs.
get more for LPI too?
That's
Or
what he gets, he only
he
gets
gets
his,
400
no, for LPI, he only gets his
per
percentage.
permit?
Right.
For the
Got
permit.
it.
I don't know why I'm touching that, because that's not the permit, but.
My opinion is, if you are having to do part of his job, you should be reimbursed.
The town.
The town should be reimbursed for it. I mean, we're talking 75% of $75. No,
Well, I mean, if, I was just giving an example, that if it was 100 that he gave me, then the state
yeah,
would
okay,
get,
okay.
right,
I see.
To
25.
use round numbers.
Right, just to use round numbers.
Yeah, okay,
How
so,
much is a LPI permit? Do you
It varies, they're
Oh,
all
okay, they're all
different
different.
depending on how many fixtures you have, is it
Yes.
internal only, is it external, is it just a septic, is it a replacement system? So,
So it's always different.
it's always different.
Gotcha.
And since I can't always read his handwriting, I sort of have to research how much stuff he has checked off and which,
I see.
I absolutely think that.
so I don't wanna take any money from the old duffer, but,
You're not necessarily paying for his work, you're paying for his knowledge.
yes. And I'm not doing his
I-
job for
I
him, I am
agree.
checking on his job, so that I don't have to issue the refunds because he's charged something wrong.
Mhm. And then that becomes a problem for us.
Yeah. So, but
I
you're
don't see
right,
a
I should
problem
call,
with it, But I would ask MMA.
I should
Yeah.
call,
And then circle back to this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else on? Diane?
So I just have 2 very quick things. One, because I didn't get a chance to mention it, or maybe he gave it to me after, I can't remember now. So when we were talking about the mud hole up front and needing
Yes.
to be drained and all that, I don't know what you guys figured out on doing a bid or anything, but somebody came in and gave me their nephew's business card. Did they already give you one?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So he said that he's very new, this is a very new business, so he'd probably cut a really good deal on it,
Okay.
if it doesn't need to go out to bid. If
I
it
was
needs to
gonna
go
say,
to-
I did ask a question to a contractor, because I know we were all talking about finding out the difference between excavation versus moving the door.
Yeah.
So I do have someone available
Okay.
to come and give a bid on moving the door, if we all decide that we would like one.
Oh, okay.
Moving the front door?
Yes.
Where you gotta move the front door
To
to?
the side of the
Side.
building,
Oh, that makes sense.
because of the mess that I guess happens out
That's
front.
hard to believe.
now, did you find out if that has to go out for an RFP, or can you just solicit? Does it have to be a specific RFP?
Can you-
Request for proposal, out to the public, like in the paper,
Right.
like when we put out for
I
sand.
think we should, but
Yeah.
that gives anybody an opportunity.
I just don't know what the rules are on a big project like
I
that.
just didn't know if like
It's different.
anybody's, I know we were
Changing
saying
the
we
locks or, little tiny
Right.
things is
wanted to
different.
see if anybody was available first, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, he dropped off, said his nephew recently started in case anybody wanted him to come take a look at it.
Is there a
or
problem
whatever.
doing an RFP then in general, like just to put it out? So maybe we could put one out for excavation and contractor to give like pricing on both, and then we can find out which direction we
Yep.
wanna go.
Yeah, I don't,
Does that work for you guys? guys?
However you guys want.
Yeah, they need to measure to make sure.
You need to write
It's
out
all
spec-
about how high it is.
Right.
We're trying to beat gravity in water.
Right,
But you need to write specifications on what you want them
Yes.
to bid on, it has to be very specific.
right.
We wanna bid on this and this, that these are the specifications. And then we can put it in the paper, I think it has to run for a couple of weeks.
So an RFP, I can ask MMA if that's the question that we need answered, or we're just gonna run it.
That's up to you guys, I don't know if it has to be, like I said, for a big project like that, I don't know if you have to do one.
Probably be a good idea to
Yeah.
check with them.
I'll call them then.
It's not really a big project, moving the door, but we do have to have
Be expensive though.
a laser level and know where, how much higher it is over there as opposed to the door we
Transit.
have now.
Transit, yeah.
I think we would have.
And where have you guys, oh, sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. The only other thing I wanted to mention is, maybe for the next agenda or very soon, we might wanna have, look over the mowing contract, to start putting that out to bid.
Yes,
Just because people are gonna wanna look at where it needs to be mowed before snow hits. So we probably wanna put it out this fall versus waiting until
I
the start of the year.
100% think we should get on that.
Sorry, I just, I was talking with somebody about mowing the other day and it just kind of got on my brain and I was like, oh, those usually go out in like January, and they were like, don't people wanna know what it looks like where they need to mow? I'm like, maybe.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and that gives people, you know, time
Plenty
to
of
come up
time.
with a
Yes.
bid.
So
That's
just a
what I'm
thought.
doing, yeah.
Is this more inside the
Go for it.
road?
Huh?
More inside the road?
No, the cemeteries and stuff,
Oh, more inside?
and like the town office and
And
fire
the fire
department and all that, yeah. So yeah, I can email you guys the contracts if you want, and then you guys could discuss it at the next meeting if there's modifications that need to be made to the current one, I'm sure there are.
For mowing,
For the mowing contract, you guys can see what we have currently for that
Yeah.
contract.
so do we
Yeah,
need
we
to
definitely
make
wanna
a
look at-
motion to put the mowing out to bid?
I'd say wait until.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just to like put it on the radar.
Yeah.
Question, Holly?
Not on that topic, but when we move on that.
No,
Okay,
I'm all set.
Okay, on the meeting minutes, I wanna loop back to that, cause I was thinking about the process as we're going through here. So we're saying the select board wants the minimum required, which is just basically a list of motions and then the special situations. Is that what we're saying?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore, we're gonna go back to like a very generic format, cause we won't have action items. I know that was one of the things that you all wanted the last time, those won't be in there anymore if we're switching to this new format.
Right.
And then what I'm hearing is we would have the reading of the minutes in the next meeting, so there wouldn't be a draft that would be published,
That's
right?
Right, cause the way that we've been doing it, where it's emailed,
Mhm.
and then we send you the edits, and then we're just approving them as the new edited version, technically isn't the appropriate way to do it according to the information that I found on Robert's rules.
Now, I know one of the requirements that you had originally was that we needed to have a copy at the office
Yes.
of what was, now, what we're saying, cause that won't happen for 2 weeks.
Yes,
In this new
so if you,
format.
so what it says, in one of the documents here that I have printed for you, is, that you're supposed to have it within a reasonable amount of time. So even if you typed it up and just sent a draft to me, so if anybody came in within that 2 weeks, I can say, this is a draft, they have not been approved.
Okay,
You can just email it to me, and then we'll wait until they've been approved at the following meeting, and then I will print them and have them. If there were any adjustments, I do have to staple the draft to it also, just so that people can see any changes that were made.
okay, and the select board's okay with that, that's what we wanna do.
This is really driving us to going from a novel to a short book to just bullets.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're gonna be reading forever.
well, yeah, the only other question though would be like, don't we need some point of like context? Like if someone's reading the minutes and they're like, the road on Bonnie Terre was talked about, like,
That won't even be
They're
in
like-
there now,
That
because
wouldn't even be
this
in
is
there.
only motions.
Well,
It would just be the motion second and a vote on it.
so then what's the point for anyone to go to the website and read them
Right.
at
Right.
that point?
I get it,
I mean, this is what the minutes used to be.
yeah.
Literally.
I
It
can
was
show you notebooks full where it's like maybe 3 bullet points
motions
per minute.
passed, Yep, it was.
What about
very-
other
Go
towns?
back.
Very
Just-
short and
Most
sweet.
towns do it that way,
Yeah.
because where you read the minutes, it takes too long if there's too much detail to
Yeah.
actually read them during the meeting. And the state only requires based on FOAA, just that small section, so that's what towns do. I do feel like it would be helpful if a resident says, you know, I have concerns about a sinkhole on Bonnie Terre Road, or, you know, the beaver seems to be damming it up. Making a note of that, so if we needed to go back and say, hey, when was that supposed to be looked at? And we can use it as a reference. I wouldn't say, don't mention any additional items that aren't part of the agenda or a vote, but just keeping it very short and sweet, just, this is, you know, Bonnie Terre Road was addressed, there's a sinkhole. It will be reviewed by the road commissioner. Something very short and sweet.
Yeah, so
In my
I can
opinion,
see
but you don't
pros
have
and
to do
cons.
that.
So I was gonna
So
say,
they
that's
get
not
the point of it.
required, if we're doing.
Just
Right,
so they
that's
get the
not
point of what you're
required,
trying to
but I-
say.
Right, but yeah,
And
I was
understand,
just
but it doesn't
trying
have
to
to be in a
say,
long detailed thing.
I think I was just trying to hope to make sure that there would still be something, cause
They
otherwise
should-
it's like,
yes.
they met, they left.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of like,
That's my question to
Right.
you all as the representatives, what
I
do
mean,
you
I
want?
think
Because we're here, what I'm hearing is
without
just motions.
making
Right.
paragraphs is what you guys are saying of,
I
you know,
can see
this
both
is
ways, I really
exactly.
truly can.
I
It
just think
would
if
be
somebody
nice if
isn't here and they
There's
wanna
towns
read
that do
online.
audio, there's towns that do audio and video.
Right,
If somebody wants to go back and actually look
Right.
and go into all the details.
Right.
Because
which at
Or
least
they
now
can
we
bare
have.
bones like this is
Or
not
they
gonna
can come.
offer much.
Right, and at least now we have video clips that someone can go watch if they can't make it, or
And
whatever.
usually, I don't know how you guys do it, but usually the minutes get to you guys before, like 4 days or a week
They do.
before the minutes.
Yes, we have many days to load them
So you
over,
can read over
Holly's
them.
very efficient. But, I
I
don't
still
know if you
haven't
guys,
answered all these questions.
well, that's what I'm trying to find out from you guys too, what you want as far as, can we get at least bullet points that say like something about what was on the agenda?
I'd like to have both.
So the 5 pages we got this last time is me trying to condense it down to that
Right.
2 hours and 20 minutes
Right.
into,
Right.
and so I felt
Right.
like that was very condensed, but it
It
feels
was.
like the group doesn't have that.
If we had something that was very condensed, so that when we come to the next meeting, we read the minutes, it's short, sweet, and over with, but that we also have a longer record for anybody who wants to go back and look at it, or,
Oh, God, you can't do
Right,
that.
that's,
You can't do
well,
that.
that's hard work for you,
I
like,
don't mind the work, cause it's actually simple for me, and this is how I've done it for other nonprofit organizations,
Yeah.
so it's not a big deal, it's my service to the town, because I care about
yeah,
our town.
which is nice.
So I'm willing to do whatever we want, I just wanna make sure I am honoring with the select board.
Well, how about the action items too, because, that holds you accountable, because now, say I didn't go to a meeting, okay, so I'm looking at the minutes and stuff, and I say, okay, it says, blah, 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 the roads, okay, Tom was supposed to do this, okay, so the next one comes around, gee, Tom didn't do that, Ian was supposed to do that, gee, Ian.
That could be a
didn't do
different piece of paper too, a different document that just is
Well,
actually.
no, it can be on there. And, okay, oh, Ian did do that after, he did a good job,
I think to your
You know,
point,
right,
I look at it sometimes to say, did I accomplish what I needed to for the group?
yes, it holds you
I'm
to the
like-
fire, and that's what the
I
old,
make notes for
ones
myself,
didn't do.
but
Diane?
So what, and this is just a thought, you can take it or leave it. I say the format that it is now, where it has the column of the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the middle section has what was talked about or voted or whatever,
Right.
and then a follow-up column. It could still stay in that format. And one of the things it does say that you use the agenda kind of as a guide.
Right.
So each thing that's on the agenda, you have it, even if there's not a motion. And you can just say, you know, follow up on status of building audit, or, you know, something along those lines. And then if there is follow-up for somebody, it could still be listed. And that way people can be sure to go back to their items and do what need to do. So it will still capture the different topics that are addressed, but just a more condensed version
Right.
in
And
that
keep that.
subject.
yes, so more than
You know.
just bing, bing, bing.
Yeah, just, you
A
know,
little
like
more
Jim
meat
Murphy
to it.
came in, addressed concerns in regards to land valuations. He's in the office the third Tuesday, 3 to 6, to meet folks, and then
Yeah,
leave
cause
it at
that was
kind
a
of
lot
thing.
of information to
Um,
write down.
Yeah, for a
Well, I mean, that's just an example, because Jim Murphy was just in, so a topic that was on the agenda that we also had to do. But just, something kind of short and sweet, unfortunately, it doesn't give everybody the full picture.
That's
But-
what I want.
They aren't now either. There's a lot
Right,
that's been left out,
exactly.
but that's okay. I just pulled out
Exactly.
what was critical in
Yeah.
my mind.
Right.
If somebody wanted the full picture,
Come,
They would be here.
ask
They would
Sue,
be here, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
Or they would
ask
be here.
Sue to review the video, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And I think
it does
even
seem
If
like
she was
people
comfortable
come.
with that,
Oh, absolutely,
okay,
yeah.
absolutely.
Sue's an open book.
I've got, I go.
Well, and even the
But-
format of the agenda,
Yep.
for instance, roads. Okay, two
It does
culverts
follow
were
that.
replaced, right.
Yeah. just
You're-
today.
Right.
You're doing bullet points, I think it's a matter of amount of wordage
Yeah, yes,
that's
absolutely.
added, is that what really we're coming down to,
Yeah,
is it's
yes.
too much information in a paragraph?
Okay,
Kathy?
let me ask this. Okay, now you just voted on the credit card
Yes.
processing. Is she gonna put that you two passed it and Tom didn't?
That's
Yeah.
part of the
Yes.
motion.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I asked Tom why you didn't.
I was paying some of my bills with a debit card and saw what they were charging me. And I don't like it, I'm not comfortable with it. I know there's a lot of people who want it,
Right,
but I don't like it.
okay, but you gotta think of the townspeople though.
Mm-hmm.
And you did, and you still didn't.
It still passed.
I know, but you personally, you kinda were elected for the townspeople.
Mm-hmm. It passed.
I know, but see, that's where you and I differ.
So-
Which is,
It sounds like we're gonna do something similar to what we have now, same format. I'm gonna just roll them up a little bit more, and then you guys are gonna have to tell me, and we're gonna have to look at it, and say, does this mean
this
anything
may
to
take a couple of
anybody?
weeks to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and like, maybe we'll give better feedback too. I'm always like, it looks great, cause to me, I'm like, you did a great job, that was, a lot of information, I would
I
have a
know,
hard
I
time
always-
capturing
I
that,
always
so
do too.
I'm like, oh, it's detailed, it's, like, you're doing a great job.
It is, you
For
do
a
a
free
great job,
service, I'm
it's
like,
very detailed,
awesome.
but what our goal is
Right.
to, if we have to
Now read them aloud.
read them aloud,
We
it's
need to
to
be able
get
to
this,
read it within like.
it's
It'll
to
take
get
like a
this
half hour,
read
right?
within,
And still follow the rules.
Yeah, and I have to go back to these other nonprofits I've done this for and say, hey, do you guys know you can't do? Because they're doing that, they're doing the,
not reading aloud.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
saying,
Right,
Unless
They
they
have the
made a
drafts, they approved
specific
it.
policy to adopt it that, well, I guess it would depend how you interpret, cause the way that Robert's rules reads it, it's the whole format of the meeting itself. So actually, it doesn't say anywhere that you can accept them as written. It just says that if there's no rule that has been adopted, the following is the order of the meeting, which first off would be reading the minutes and approving them, reports of standing committees, reports of select committees, unfinished business, and new business is the order that it goes in, unless you have a different format designated by policy. So I don't even know if you technically could change it to say they're going to be accepted as written. The only instance that I found in my research where that's acceptable is if it's a committee who meets like once a year. So like our appeals board, because they aren't going to be meeting again. So either they approve it right at the end of the meeting, or they have a special committee essentially
Right.
who approves them before that next yearly meeting.
Yeah.
I've been doing minutes for meetings for corporations for decades. I don't wanna tell you how old I am, for decades. They never read the minutes. I mean, I took the minutes. And they say, okay, we've approved the minutes from last meeting. Never.
Well, that makes sense to me.
It may-
Well, it doesn't, if it was written, you,
Well, if it's written,
if it was written wrong and you guys
that's
just.
right,
But,
approved it.
So you can check it before
they
too.
read it before, yeah.
but these
Yeah,
That's
minutes,
a public record, it's
That's
going,
right.
that you're
But
posting is.
the
this is
minutes
what-
are posted
Yes.
per the Facebook,
The
town
website.
page,
Yep.
it's, I know, we gotta do it right, we're gonna do it
Yeah,
right.
and maybe through a corporation, maybe municipality versus corporation makes a difference.
That
I
could be.
honestly don't know.
Yep, that
There
could be.
is a lot of gray area.
I know when I was on the ambulance
between-
service for umpteen million years, and I was the secretary and treasurer and stuff, I read the minutes, every minute,
Allowed.
aloud,
You
and
did.
then it got approved. Yep.
Okay.
Rodney, you must be familiar with that too, because usually in EMS, we have to read the minutes at each meeting and then get it approved.
Yeah, Mom always had them,
Right.
Mom always had them
Yeah.
read, and then it was changed
Yeah.
to just,
But you're
accept
not,
as
you're
written.
supposed to do that, you're not supposed to just say approve the minutes, it's gotta be read out loud.
It's gotta be read, yeah.
So
Well,
do something with
So that way, if
government.
you, so that way, say, I made a mistake on a total number or something, or something was mentioned, you go, well, it wasn't it this way, and then you can make it again to correct it.
I have the MMA handbook if anyone's interested.
But you must go through the same thing, Ron, maybe you have to.
Maybe
Answer
that
this
with
question
government
for
money and
everyone,
stuff like that,
finally.
yeah.
Agenda and minutes. It says the municipal officers are not required by statute to post an agenda or keep detailed minutes of their meetings. These are commonly done since it's helpful to the municipality, but it is not mandatory, unless required by a local ordinance or charter. However, the FOAA does require that a basic record of municipal officers meeting be created
Right.
and available to the public with a reasonable amount of time of the board's meeting. For an additional detail, see chapter 6. So I can go further if anybody would like.
But it doesn't
See, we're not
say we
foolish,
have to
we're not
read.
foolish, Diane, are we? That's
No,
not-
what
just
is
the way
that?
that
It
actually
doesn't
is one
say
of
we
the
have to read
pieces that I printed out.
It doesn't say we have to read them.
That
It says we don't have to keep detailed
It's a
minutes
state-
at all, but it's the FOAA that's
Yeah,
the problem.
And the state statute is where it says that it's, and Robert's rules is where it says that it's supposed to be read, and for municipality, we're supposed to follow Robert's rule of order.
So I think if
And I've
anyone
never known
wants to
any
call,
organization that did not read the minutes out loud.
I've worked with many nonprofits.
I have
that-
too.
That we didn't
And
read them
even
out,
when I
because they
was
were
on,
published, they had
even when
time
I
to
was
read
on
them ahead of
Spectrum
time.
Generation on the board, on the minutes got read.
so if we wanna go forward with reading the minutes, I can also follow up with a question to MMA about the FOAA rules and regulations and see what they say, if we wanna circle back to this, because it seems to be a point of contention.
No,
So,
I thought you guys had it
No.
settled, that
Or
you were
we-
just gonna
Nope.
do,
No, I am fully, we are gonna do it right per Robert's rules, we're gonna read them out loud, that's what we're gonna do, because that's clearly what needs to be done.
I have to agree
well,
with
we
you.
need to make a motion and
Yep.
vote on it.
I'm gonna make a motion to read the minutes aloud at
Alright.
every meeting.
Abbreviated.
Yep,
closer to recommendations.
yep. That's how it was done in the past, that's how we need to do it going forward.
Yep.
Do I get a second?
Sure.
All in favor?
On reading aloud, yes,
Yeah.
but I think there's just, I don't know, I think there's more to it. A little bit.
Well,
Sure.
like I said, all the years I've been on different committees and stuff, everything's always been read out loud.
It's not the reading that's the problem for me.
No.
I just was gonna try to find a more
I understand.
concise answer about the bullet points and,
Oh, right.
Oh,
Just
no,
to
I was
give
just talking
all-
about
he
reading
was
out loud.
about-
yeah, I'm just,
Nope, that's all we just
trying to
voted on
make
was
sure.
reading out loud.
Okay. I'm like, I'm just trying to give her like
Nope,
an answer going
absolutely.
forward too. so.
Nope, that, all we just voted on was the reading aloud portion.
Okay.
And normally
That's
the
it.
reading it out loud is because there wasn't a publication that you reviewed ahead of time, they had to be read.
Right,
when it
because
was
Shirley
happening,
just took
and
them by
that's-
hand and
yeah.
there was nothing
Yeah.
given to anybody.
Go ahead.
So, in regards to like what should be included, in my opinion, again, this is just my thought process on it, because going back and reading old minutes, there's not much to it and can be very confusing, because you don't always know what it is. Even though there's a motion, because according to this, the motions are supposed to be worded exactly as the motion was made, which wasn't always the case, which makes the motion confusing to read, because you don't always know what it was. And that's not trying to say anything bad about anybody, just, and poor Shirley, I mean, she was doing the meeting and taking the minutes, which is, I don't know how you can do that easily, because that gets very confusing. But with it, wording the motion exactly, so we know exactly what's being voted on, I think will be huge, which you already do currently. And then like under each category, especially if it's like a long topic, if we have something that we talk about for an extended period of time, as often happens, like with roads and, different things like
Minutes?
that.
Minutes?
Yeah, or minutes. If we just kept it to like a maximum of like 3 bullet points, so like the most important pieces. That way there's enough of a picture of what it was without it
Overgoing.
overgoing, and you know what I mean? If we kept each one to like a 1 to 3, because some items probably only need a 1 bullet.
Yeah,
I mean, something, like the warrant was signed.
So I'll follow up with FOAA and MMA about the RFP for the job.
So where do we stand, are we done with this, I'm sorry,
Just,
the minutes, we're done with the minutes? Where do
We're
we,
done with minutes.
where do we stand on the building audit, this information I've sent everybody?
so the building audit, I followed up with two separate
Yes.
structural engineers. Again, no one has called me back. And I don't know if we'd wanna keep trying people outside of Waldo County. These both were in Belfast.
That
We wanna
was
try
in
Bangor,
request.
or-
That was a requirement, I mean, I sent you everything I've gotten
Yes.
from them, I
So-
believe it came through on the email, I hope it did.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we need to get a hold of a structural engineer. I will keep
And
trying
then
out of
TC,
town if people want.
TC, Hafferty, everything basementy, you didn't try them?
No.
Cause they're out of Bangor, they have a
No.
commercial,
Both of these places were in Belfast.
okay.
They didn't have any suggestions either, did they?
No, he said he could not give me any suggestions because they don't do that, and I kinda knew that when I asked him, but I had to ask him anyway.
So I didn't know if either of you two knew any more about structural engineers or than me.
So the only one when I
essentially.
Googled was the TC
But I'll
Hafferty
keep
that
looking.
came up. Everything basementy, I don't know if you've seen that commercial or not,
I have
but
not,
they're
but
structural engineers that work with concrete slabs and foundations and things like that.
does anyone here know any structural engineers? Just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, I do it every day.
And I would assume that Doug will
Tell me.
get us a bill, he didn't get us a bill for what he's completed so far.
No, he hasn't done
Um,
anything yet.
I had called, Joe Sear on the beeping,
It's still be.
still beeping, and he said he would come, and that was a week ago? Is that a week ago I told you he might show up?
Yes, you told me at the last meeting, didn't you, that he was gonna come?
So I can follow back up with him.
So back on the 14th. And in regards, oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say for Holly, so Kelly will be following up with Joe Sear about
Um,
beeping.
In regards to the building audit, in your email, didn't you say something about us working with the softball team to figure out all the stuff in regards to the snack shack and
That's-
stuff?
Yes.
So do we wanna ask Tony to come? Tony Gilmore, he's like the president of the softball league now.
I think you need to have a contract with whoever's using any facility, that's my opinion, that there needs to be a contract. When you're gonna use it,
Yeah.
how often, what kind of condition it's expected to be left in, what kind of condition he expects to get it in,
Right.
who's taking care of what. There's gonna be a lot more to do with the softball, and I can help you because I know what it generally is, like who takes care of what. I almost think the snack shack needs to be burnt down.
Burnt down?
Yeah. It's
Is
in
it really that bad?
Yeah, horrible.
Ronnie's going.
Control.
Big smile.
Other than just electricity and water up there. But it's bad. I don't know if you guys have gone out.
So the whole question here.
There's spiders in
To
there.
play catch up and get more control over this. There is a contract that needs to be had with the snack shack.
With the people who do the softball. At this point in time, it's softball.
So it's softball,
Yeah.
and they're only using the snack shack?
No, they're using the field. I
But
think,
for like a building, they're only using.
no, they're using the equipment shed, they're using the dugouts.
Right, but they're not using
In here.
this building.
Oh, no.
No.
I mean, unless they come in the springtime and
They
use
used
wiffle
to,
balls.
but they don't have one of the new keys, and I made it abundantly clear, cause they were not giving notice of when they were coming, and like if it just happened to be raining, they would just show up without asking if we had a rental that day. So
So
that was a concern.
I think a contract's a great idea. I don't know if you guys think that is a good idea, but maybe
And with the
you could
wrestling.
find a sample or something and
Yeah.
we can.
And like I said, I ran it for many years. I can help come up with things that should be expected, and that I know that they do now,
And we
so.
can put that on the agenda for
Yeah.
8/11.
Yeah.
The
So if you burn
contract.
it down, they're gonna try to rebuild it?
Oh, it was sort of a joke, but it is in horrible shape. I mean, it is black with mold. It
Oh,
is
it's
black with
old.
mold.
How
So
old is
Diane,
it?
you'll try to find a sample contract or something for us, thank you.
It's 30 years?
Oh,
Wow.
sure.
It was old
It's-
when I,
It's gotta be, I mean,
Well,
So does
obviously,
anyone else
my
have
kids have been
any
through it.
other business?
so.
Anything else? Anything else?
No,
Anything
just,
else?
I just wanted to make sure, because I think that's a somewhat of a time limit on that building audit, that
Yep.
the stuff needs to be started being checked off. And anything you want me to take back and do, I will do, you just need to let me know. That's, if you need help with knowing what needs to be done, or making phone calls, or the right people to contact and things like that, I can certainly,
So the structural engineer, we need to find one of those.
Uh-huh.
And then what was what is, most important after that?
I don't know, I guess I would have to relook at the report that they sent.
Okay.
I think the sand shed is the most important
Yeah,
thing right now,
100%.
because we need to get sand in it pretty soon,
Yep,
and if
yep.
it's condemned.
No, I agree, that is the most
Yeah,
important.
after that, I don't know, I think Doug can take care of everything else, there's some
Okay.
trees that have to be trimmed.
And Doug came and got a key last week so that he could get started on.
Yeah,
a
he's
lot
got
of it.
several things done, and like, I sent you a picture, he took a picture of the circuit board out here that he put the blanks in,
Yep,
and I
yep.
think that's gonna be part of the reporting process back on what we've completed. That's why I sent you the picture.
Okay.
Is that under like electrical receptacles
Yes.
that need to be
Yep.
approved? And then panel boards
Mhm, mhm.
are not, panel boards / dead fronts are not installed on electrical?
Yeah, that's what he did.
That's what it is, yeah.
Okay, I'm just reading
Yep.
from what you sent us. That's electrical safety, housekeeping, there was not all work areas are kept clean and orderly. Property hazards, vegetation is in near or contact with a structure.
Yeah, the trees need to be cut on the back corner, I
So
showed Doug.
who does that?
I showed
Doug
Doug.
does that?
Yep.
Okay, and then uncontrolled hazards were found during property survey?
He's an outside maintenance guy?
Yeah, he's like our.
I don't know. I guess I
He has
would
been
have
for
to
many years.
see the
He lives
whole-
in town.
See the whole thing and see what it was in reference to.
There's 4 of those codes.
Because Doug has a copy of the report on what needs to be done. And then we added those extra things, the faucet,
Yeah,
the outside receptacle,
Mhm.
and the
The door
door.
handle, yeah.
And I didn't include those because they weren't part of the
Right,
report.
right.
Evidence of water intrusion, which I'm assuming is talking about the front door, or is there somewhere else?
No, over
Snack.
here there's some. The snack shack 100%, but over, it's been there for a long time, but I don't know if that was on the list to be fixed, or if it's just
It's under
be aware, because a lot of things were just
hazards.
beware.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And then major structural concerns or anomalies were observed at the survey.
Yeah, that's the snack, the
Okay.
sand shed.
Okay,
Sand shed, yeah.
so who wants to take what?
So I mean, I think any structural engineer can see what's wrong with the sand shed, but if anybody wants me to come along, I was here when the guy did it, so I know, he took pictures and we can show him what it is, and if he doesn't understand, I'm more than happy to come up and relay what was said to me about
Right.
it.
So we need Doug to do his part, right?
Yeah, he's working on it right
Okay.
now.
Yeah,
And then we need to find a structural engineer.
Yeah.
So that will be our homework. All 3 of us can maybe work on trying to find somebody?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and if one of us hears back from.
Just email.
just
Yeah, so we
email
don't
and
keep
let us
doing
know,
it, yeah.
So we're not continuously, searching. Okay.
Awesome.
So right now, we are going to enter executive session, per MRS 405A, for a personnel issue, topic of discussion. Once we come out, we will just be adjourning, and that will be it, so if you guys.
But you're welcome to stay.
Yep.
So we need a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session at what time is it?
Seconded.
6:40.